ゴーバスターズ来たー。
仮面ライダーフォーゼ出動せよ。
スーパーヒーロータイムレディーゴー。
Back, HJU Radio, episode 36, where we're going to do a review for Gokaiger versus Gavan. With me today, I have the return of Mike Dent from the R5 Central podcast.
Woot woot!
Also, I have with me from the Fooshcast, both Craig the Scream Man Moore.
Hello!
And Nikki Stoop.
Hello.
Alright. We're going to do our geek on, then we'll get into the review as usual. So, the new guy, Nikki. A guy named Nikki. I think that's, pretty interesting. Is that
He was severely let down because he was expecting something else.
Come down there.
Wait, Nikki, you first. Is that short for something?
No.
Alright.
Named after Nicky Lauda. He was a race car driver in the 80s.
Cool enough.
Got set on fire.
So, Nikki, wait.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah.
He said, what have you been
And-
geeking on? You're up first.
Oh, okay. Well, a couple of things. First, Diablo 3.
Huh?
Because, it's Diablo 3. I have run into one thing that's sort of getting me out of it. Towards the end of the game, as you fight the Demon Lords, you thwart their plans, and then they talk to you about it.
Oh, wait. Is this spoilery?
No.
I guess, you being the bad guy shouldn't be a spoiler.
Yeah. No, not spoiler at all. But you sort of beat the bad guys every once in a while, and they'll, say you destroy a catapult that they're using, and then they'll contact you and say, yes, well, I didn't need that catapult anyway. Then you keep going, you defeat their armies. Oh, I didn't need those armies anyway. And they do that for the last 2 acts of the game, which take 2 to 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Every demon lord you fight.
I mean, how many hours did it take you to beat it? Or, yeah, you beat it, right?
Yeah, I beat it about 8 hours.
Whoa. So, I know jack nothing about Diablo, because when it comes to my gaming, it needs to simulate me looking like I'm, in a movie. And, when I look over someone's shoulder, it just looks like, all I see is, a mouse clicking, a guy walking, and then he starts whacking stuff.
So you can't play a game unless it's a movie for you.
Yeah, video games for me are kind of like the substitution of, when me and my buddies used to roll around the neighborhood with plastic guns and swords and, make our own movies and stories. So when I play something like Mass Effect, I feel like I'm back there again, or when I'm playing Halo or Gears of War, I feel like I'm back. But, when it comes to, Diablo, it's looking over someone's shoulder, it doesn't look fun.
So Tetris, Mario Brothers, just out of your depth.
Pretty much, actually. I've never beat Mario Brothers.
Wow.
Tetris and me, I mean, I get why they're good. I get why they're fun and good, but they're not for me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before.
That is my
So
philosophy.
just first-person shooters.
First or third person. The closest I've ever gotten to getting out of that and enjoying it was Dragon Age. And even then, there's just such a cinematic feel about everything that it felt like I was directing the scene of a film. And that's what gets me. And if I look over someone's shoulder and it looks like they're doing that, I'm like, oh my god, I want to be in that movie. But when I look over someone's shoulder, for all the years Diablo's existed, I just see a character, I hear clicking, and I see people fall, and I guess they get random loot, and I just don't get it. Unlike the rest of the world, I know that, it's probably going to be the best-selling game of the year, probably.
At the moment, it's best-selling game for its opening weekend of all time.
I understand fully that I am in the minority when it comes to that game. But, have all three of you guys rocked that game in the past? And know
I used to play like Diablo 2, my dad and I used to like play it religiously, and then I stopped playing, and my dad started playing more, and then he discovered City of Heroes, and then we forgot everything.
I'm not really a fan of that style either. Oh, can anyone else hear me echoing? Oh,
I am, or I did.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys. That was probably my headphones, because I have one ear on and one ear off, so I'm breaking everything. No.
Okay, sorry, I didn't want to close. Anyway.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not a Diablo guy either. Similar reasons to you. I'm just not that sort of strict about it, I guess you could say. Like, I'm not a big fan of top-down sort of adventure type games. I'm not anti it. I don't need to feel like I'm in a movie. I do enjoy Tetris and Mario Brothers. It's just the top-down, that sort of shooter has never really hooked me in. So games like that or StarCraft or any of those types of things it's just not really my scene. So no, I haven't played it either, but I know Nick's been enjoying it, so.
Well, I'm done with all of you then, you also.
Well, I was gonna bring up, I'm crazy surprised that you can beat it in 8 hours. I thought it's an RPG, therefore it would last 70.
It's got multiple difficulty levels. So there's easy mode. I played on normal. Once you finish normal, it unlocks Hell. And then once you beat Hell, it unlocks Inferno. And no one in the world's beaten Inferno yet.
Cool.
Because the way they tuned Inferno is during the beta test, they got the top 1% of those players. Then they got them to play and to make it as hard as they could, so they could barely beat it. And that became Hell difficulty. And then they tripled that difficulty, and that became Inferno.
Is Diablo not like Dragon Age or Skyrim, so that there's no side missions? And I mean, is it normal for a Diablo game to be beaten in less than 10 hours?
If you're not too worried about the story, you can chew through it.
Okay.
And if you're not worried about the higher difficulty levels, you can chew through it. There are side missions, but they're randomized because all the maps are randomized. So sometimes you'll run across them and sometimes you won't, which makes your playthroughs a little bit different each time.
All right. And have you been geeking on anything else?
Yes. Felicia Day's channel over on YouTube, Geek and Sundry.
I was just thinking about that, too.
Because Felicia Day. And,
Hand check!
I gotta say,
I know where my hands are.
I was gonna say, as long as I've known him, Nick and Redheads.
Kryptonite, man. Kryptonite. Red-headed Kryptonite. I was just saying, yeah, that she's put this awesome channel together. It's fairly new, and they cover pretty much every topic that you can think of. Video games and board games. They've even got Dark Horse Comics on there.
Oh,
and they're putting up the new Hellboy Fury series, which is a motion comic.
Is this the same one where I saw her doing some kind of steampunk fashion where she was a steampunk prostitute?
Yeah.
Yes.
Aha.
Oh, god damn.
I saw that video.
I was gonna say,
I think we all saw that video.
I like that Keith went straight to the prostitute video.
Well, I mean, that's the one I saw, so I thought, I mean, that's not why I saw it, yes it is.
It's pure
Anyway,
coincidence.
hold on, great. Steampunk prostitute, man.
Oh, sorry.
Face,
Oh,
calm,
yeah.
calm face.
And what was cute, though, is, like, while she was doing the photo shoot, she was, like, narrating a storyline for her outfit. It was adorable. God, she's cute.
Back off, man. That's my woman.
I'm using that channel to work my way through the guild because I got really behind on the guild. So now that they're putting the 5th season up on YouTube, I'm watching it through there. And I like the Will Wheaton table gaming one as well, tabletop.
Oh, those
Yeah,
are
that's
so much
really
fun.
got me in the table games.
Well, that's a lot of.
I'd really like to play some of those games.
Well, this is the thing. My new job is at a warehouse that sells like board games and things like that. And Ticket to Ride was the last one that he played, and that's one of our big sellers. Like even before the Will Wheaton thing. And there's a bunch of games that they play on there, and I'm like, hey, we've got that, and we've got that, and we've got that. So and I know that in the one before Ticket to Ride, they played. What was it? It was a dragon game where you were like dragons.
Oh, Suna or something like that.
Pseudo.
Yeah.
That game is coming in because apparently they didn't have it, but since the tabletop aired, they were like, I don't understand why people have been requesting it, and I'm like, I think I know.
Cool.
So,
It sounds like the kind of thing that happens with that happened with the Avengers and Shawarma.
yeah.
Because there's like a Middle Eastern place that I used to go for lunch, and usually get €1, but this time I said, I don't get the shawarma this time. And I asked the lady if, people have been getting shawarma, and she had this kind of confused look on her face. She was like, yeah, a lot of people have been getting shawarma lately. I don't know why.
It's funny, I didn't really know what shawarma was, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, well, we have that all over the place down here. I just don't think it's called shawarma.
It's like some kind of seasoned chicken and kind of a gyro pita and some hummus and some sauce.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Back to Nikki. Have you been geeking on anything else?
Yes, surprisingly, I went out to our local DVD store, and I got Predator on Blu-ray for like $15.
Cool.
And now I'm going nuts for Predator. Like, I'm looking up toys again and following up with all the movies and
Comics?
goddamn hot toys and AB Comics.
Yeah,
It's weird because it's only been like a day, but I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about Predator. And I forgot how awesome Predator is.
I was gonna say, I just sold my Predator hot toys.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I am one of the few people on the planet that thinks Predator 2 was just as good, if not a tad better than Predator 1.
I don't think it's better, but I'm with you, brother. I like Predator 2 as well.
I'm with you. I've got no problem with it. I don't think it's better than 1, though.
I'm like, yeah, I won't say like, oh, easily better, but like the reason why I say it's better, like the only plus that I give it over the first one is how like that ending that just blew open the mythology of Predator, and like they didn't have to. Like Predator was a great concept, the first one, and if like you're crazy young, you've never heard of it. In the first movie, crack soldiers go into the jungle and they get jumped by basically a space ninja hunter that has camouflage, and it's amazing. And then the second one takes into the city, which the urban warfare of that was just fantastic to watch. And the ending, like I said, like for me, like they're equal until the ending. Like Hollywood never has to expand on mythology or care about the depth of some universe, but just like him getting back to the spaceship and seeing all those skulls and seeing an alien skull in there, which brought about the birth of Aliens versus Predator. And I remember, like, when me and my friends saw it, I was like, that's an alien skull! And none of my friends believed me ever. And so, yeah, they're like, no, Keith, it's whatever. It's just a coincidence. And then, those friends are now long gone, so my childhood is over. But I was right this entire time. And then, like, the last part was, I loved it. Like, Danny Glover wins the day and takes down the Predator, and then all these other Predators decloak. And you see just all like, the various ways a Predator can outfit himself, and like all the different armor and like the original armor. And then like the coolest part was that they let him go, showing that they have an honor system. They aren't like a monster villain that is psycho crazy killer. They said you in just one gesture of giving them like an ancient gun, which also showed that their mythology goes way back in human history. They go, you won the day. You freaking won. You're cool with us. Now get out of here. It was just a fantastic scene. So that little bit more just made me like it a bit more.
So Nikki, anything else to add to what you've been geeking on?
Sorry. You guys heard
Yeah, damn it, Keith. Now we're going to go find Predator 2 on Blu-ray, God damn it.
Do it.
Totally forgot how much I love that movie.
Please.
I don't have anywhere near as much to add as Keith just did.
If you don't want to go for the 12-inch figures, Nick, the NECA ones are actually really well done series.
Yeah, I've been looking into them. They're a lot easier to get. So.
Yeah, really decent articulation. Great. They're like we've said on Pushcast, when NECA's good, they're really good, and Predator is one of their better lines.
Hell yeah.
Where's the first place you've gone to get more Predator action? Nikki?
The first place I've gone to get more Predator action.
Yeah, like you said, like first one you're like jonesing for more. Have you like have you ordered an action figure or comic book or anything else?
I tend to just rewatch the movies.
Right.
It hasn't been till recently where I've started getting back into toys that I've started going, I could get a Predator action figure, and I could have him fight Optimus Prime. It'd be sweet.
I've got that set that came out, I guess it'd be 4 or 5 years ago now, which is, it was called the Ultimate Hunter set or the Ultimate Warrior set, and it's, all 4 Alien films, both Predator films, are both Alien versus Predator films, and it cost me like $30 or something at the time, or $40, all on DVD with all the extras, and I was like, so I don't think I'll get them all on Blu-ray, but, you know, I do need to get Predators now that I think about it. I haven't seen Predators since I saw it in the movies. Didn't you and I
That
go see
movie
it?
is so underrated. Yeah, we both saw it, remember?
That's right. Yeah. It's a good flick.
That movie is so underrated. It was so good.
The latest one? Predator?
Yeah.
Yes. Also good.
How often do you get to see Danny Trejo fighting an alien?
Not often enough.
Well,
Or a
Exactly.
samurai fight an alien.
Yeah, I know. That fight was awesome.
Oh, God. Yeah,
They put that in there. Oh, yeah, it would have been great.
have you been geeking on anything else?
Last but not least, Akibaranger.
All
I'm
right.
thinking of it, like, the gun that they're doing, the Moe Magnum.
I am definitely getting that.
You are getting it,
Oh.
dude? You said you weren't going to.
I said I'm thinking about getting it, man.
Alright.
Oh, I actually been emailing CS Toys like, so when you guys getting it? When you guys getting it? I wanted that the moment I saw it. Like I said, I have a toy gun fetish. I love me some toy guns, and that this one turns into an action figure too. I'm like, oh my god, give me. And it's also their Morpher. Go, wait, give me, take my money.
oh my god. The sad
Yeah,
part is I'm gonna have to dress up as Red at some point.
I don't see that sad whatsoever. And so you should get the gun.
Yeah, exactly. That's the sad part. Because my wallet will be sobbing bittersweet tears the whole time. Because it's like, oh, I have to get the jacket made. Oh, I've got to get the fabric. Oh, I got to get the gun. You see my pain.
I see. I only hear joy.
Yeah. I'm probably still gonna do it regardless.
Oh, so you're not gonna get the Sentai suit. You're gonna get his regular clothes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because that's easier on the budget.
fair enough. Yeah, I've been digging up
Great.
Akibaranger.
You still getting the figure arts, Craig?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. And I still want to know the price of the car. I'm waiting to hear the
Oh,
price
that's
of that.
gonna hurt so much. That is gonna hurt.
I don't
Definitely
know. I reckon if it's $200 before shipping, you know, so with shipping say $250, I'll probably go for it. Anything more than that, and I'll have to pass. But I think up to $250 for a transforming car that size, that's not bad.
A transforming Prius, man.
I have no
awesome.
idea where I'm going to put the damn thing.
So, what's everyone think overall about the show?
Well, at first I thought it was just, funny parody and I enjoyed it. And now the story's really got me hooked.
Oh.
Some of
me
the
too.
turns they're pulling, wow.
Yeah, don't give too many of these spoilers away, because
Yeah, don't-
I've only seen up to something about like some paper was taking people's clothes or something.
Oh, the bubbling episode. So wow, you're still at like episode 2 or
I was
3
going to say, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
definitely
wow.
waiting.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding you now.
Yeah, a part of like my Tokusatsu watching has taken kind of a hit, because I'm wondering, like, I told you how I said how much I loved Go Buster, and I was lukewarm on Fourze, but like for me, like I always had that special night where Garo was there at the end of the line, so like I would warm up with Fourze, warm up with Go Buster, and maybe I'll have Akibaranger in there. But then the night would just climax with, the epicness of Garo. And now that Garo's not there, I don't. It's not as a weekly climax for me. It's I'm not.
Not gonna turn it around. Not gonna turn it around.
No,
not
my
gonna turn it around.
Thank you for not doing that. Oh God. Okay, yeah. No. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I've been falling behind on my Tokusatsu watching.
Well,
Keith, we will rectify this.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I'm I'm sorry that I've stunned you guys, but
It's time to change the name of the show, man.
Henshin Justice limited by the time I have.
Henshin Justice, I find it difficult to climax.
Oh,
I need Beast of White Knight or Golden Knights.
Oh, lordy. And it's
So-
especially ironic him having trouble climaxing when you think about how he feels about Den-O.
Yeah, that's what
See-
Mike was trying to bring up.
This is the problem. If you like Den-O, you'd be climaxing from start to finish, Keith, and you wouldn't be in this mess.
I think that the biggest problem with Dino is that like it's a false advertisement because there's no climax beginning or ending because it sucks.
Oh, that's crap. It's got one of the... You haven't even seen the ending. It's got probably one of the best Rider endings I've seen yet.
Maybe someday I'll find out. Right after I finish Hibiki. Yeah.
haven't-
I'm so sorry. I'm just warning you now. I am so sorry
Or
for Hibiki. Just, I'm so sorry.
what part are you sorry about?
But you'll see. You'll see
No,
when the time comes.
I was making a joke that I'm probably not going to finish either of them because I
Oh.
like Hibiki, but oh god, I forced myself because it has so many elements that I like. I was like, just keep watching it, and I can't do it for some reason.
Yeah. When you just, oh god, the sad thing is, the other day, like on a whim, I just popped in the because I actually have like an old Hong Kong bootleg of the Hibiki movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh hey, this is like one of my favorite Rider movies ever. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's just kind of like the last outing from the original producers of the show. And then I looked it up, and it's like, wait a minute, so the people who took over the show at the midway point worked on this, and it's one of my favorite Rider movies ever. How could the show not be this good in the end? Like, I was freaking out. Like, my mind was blown so much, I had to stop the movie.
What was that movie called? And how many movies did they have?
Kamen Rider Hibiki and the Seven War Demons.
I'll give that a spin because
It's like there are a lot of reasons that movie is awesome. One of them is that it's like they actually try to link it back to another Shotaro Ishinomori project, Henshin Ninja Arashi. Like the villains. Yeah, if you look really closely, the villains of Arashi, like their emblem is on the main villains for the movie, like the Makamo of that movie. And then Arashi shows up in Hibiki at a later point, but I will not say what capacity. Just keep an eye out. You'll know it when you see it.
okay.
Actually, Iggy said to me that he thought the Hibiki movie was he thinks it's one of the best movies in Rider as well.
It is, yeah. It's in the top 5, definitely.
Let's see, and we were talking about Akibaranger.
Akibaranger. Yeah, see, it's hard to talk about without spoiling you is the problem. Like, there's a lot to talk about, but it's really hard to. It's probably worth at some stage of doing. It's only 12 episodes, right? I think
It's only gonna be 12, but there have been rumblings that it might get extended. We don't know yet.
Because is it doing well in Japan?
I guess so.
See,
yeah, I'm totally up for doing an episode on it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I was like, maybe it's worth sort of, tabling this a little while until the show is finished, because I agree with Nick. It's a phenomenal show, but it's hard to discuss without talking about stuff that happens past episode 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Madoka Magica of Tokusatsu. I mean, it seriously is, like right now, because it's just one of those shows you can't talk about without utterly ruining.
Damn.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, you guys got me excited about it because, like, my biggest problem, which I think I said on like a previous episode, was that when it was revealed that they're just getting fucked up and having delusions. I was like, wait, then
Cut this part out.
Yeah.
Cut this part out.
Yeah.
Cut.
Yeah.
was that the spoiler?
No, but
No, it gets worse. It gets crazier.
this
but
is
we
what I
don't-
mean.
yeah.
You
Okay.
can't say anything without saying anything, so...
Okay, cool. Like, then, like, yeah, my curiosity, you got my curiosity. I'll be checking it out probably tomorrow since, yay, I love Memorial Day weekend. All right,
Yeah.
so what else? Let's go into the Mike Waving Geek.
It's okay, Keith. I forgive you. Oh my God, so much stuff has happened as of late. But it's gotten to be insane with the amount of like older Sentai shows that I've been going back and revisiting. Because it started out, if you guys remember a while back, I had said that, hey, some generous bastard had uploaded all of Jetman. And I started watching it. And I finished it. And I'm like, this is an awesome thing. But then later on, like actually sometime either before or after that, some people got together and they said, hey, let's subtitle all of Ranger. And I'm like, cool, I'll watch that as well. But then it got even crazier because all of a sudden it's like, Battle Fever J's online. And then Sun Vulcan's already done. And all these other things, and I'm freaking out, so I'm going back and rewatching all of them. And then now I'm currently getting all of Maskman, which is just insanely over the top, and I love it to death all the same. It goes without saying, everyone, if you're listening to this, if you haven't seen Jetman already, find a way to watch it. It doesn't matter if it's raw. Go watch it right now, because, I mean, if worst comes to worst, just look up Jillian's Jetman page, and they have episode guides so you can just keep up and do it in the way that I had to when I was like, 7 or 8 years old. Trying to watch these shows when no one was fan subbing them.
Wait. The fan subs that you've been have you been watching fan subs of these, Sentai?
Oh, no. I watched Ranger fan subs, but then I watched Jetman Raw.
Okay.
But I could follow along for most of it because I had like limited Japanese knowledge. But it's like that. Then after that, went from there because originally I was going to watch Z-Ranger, but then my hard drive crashed, so I lost all my episodes. So I was like, whatever, I'll save that for later. And I went right into Ranger, and it was the most fun I've had with the show ever. And can you hold on for 5 seconds? I got to answer the door here, apparently.
Sure.
So, all right, elevator music.
Or we could just,
Well, Nick, were you done with what you were geeking on?
Yep.
Okay.
Because he said one last thing.
Ah, good point.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I ain't being rude, y'all.
No, you're clearly listening more than I was.
I tried.
Great bastard.
Greg, while we're waiting, do you have a quick thing to geek about?
Well, I've got a bunch of stuff, but have we talked about Avengers on here yet? Have you talked Avengers on HJU?
We have not.
Well, we should, because it's, the best superhero movie ever made.
I think right.
The up until now, if you'd asked me the best superhero movie ever, I would have said The Incredibles, which was my favorite movie of all time.
Okay, I have returned.
But Avengers may have topped that.
We'll talk about Avengers after Mike.
That has to have its own episode, seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay. All right. So where was I? All right. So Retro Sentai. So yeah, Ranger. Oh,
I am currently watching that right now and loving it.
Oh my god. Okay, it is, with beyond a shadow of a doubt, it is Kamen Rider Black, the Sentai series.
Only thing I've run into, it's so good that I've enjoyed the biggest problem of the show.
Which is?
Ko. The Six Ranger shows up. And
I actually he didn't bother me as much, because I was just like, meh, whatever, it could be worse.
That's exactly what I was saying, the problem with the show, I'm still enjoying it. He shows up and he kind of takes over the show, which I didn't like, but his episodes, I'm expecting, I'm initially annoyed because he's a little kid, but the stories they do with him are so dark and mature that I'm like, oh my god, I mean, if I can spoil what,
No, it's nothing at all.
Okay, fine, that won't spoil, there's another demon that's fucking up his world in some serious ways.
Well, as long as you don't reveal the twist about him, I think we're cool. But yeah, it's... you're talking about Akibaranger?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Played by the same little kid who is in Kamen Rider Zo, by the way. Which, it's like, if you go back and forth between the two of them, there's some weird staff crossover.
Yeah,
I was actually looking into that. I did some research and, writing it up for my, yes, I have a Tumblr now. Be afraid. Yeah. If you go to vintagehenshin.tumblr.com, I'll post behind the scenes photos and rare things that I find that are amusing. And I've been doing a write up for that, and it's noticing all these weird crossovers. But yeah, it's that's great. But no, my favorite episodes of the show, freaking Jin. Demon Boxer Jin when he shows up. If you've not gotten to that point, Keith, you will see him soon enough.
Boxer, no, not yet.
Oh, you're gonna love him.
I've seen the return of the Peacock Princess.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Kujaki. Well, it balances between goofy or whatever, and then you got like the Three Stooges episodes where you have, what was it, General Kamikaze, Mistress Telephone, and then General Gravestone, and it's like they're these three reject monsters who are like whose challenge is like, okay, we're gonna beat the Die Rangers once and for all, but we're going to do it in the most hot-blooded way possible, which is made even more great because the voice of General Kamikaze, who is a motorcycle monster that also rides a motorcycle, is voiced by Guy from Gokaiger.
Damn.
So the first time they show up, it's, okay, we have to beat you in a soccer game, and then they lose. And then it's like the second one, oh, hey, we got to beat you now in a baseball game. And then that becomes all hot-blooded and crazy. And it just keeps escalating every time they show up. That won me over, but
I love how the action is shot in that show. It's so kung fu, classic kung fu.
They nailed it. Like they perfectly nailed it. Like the kung fu is like, everything is just so over the top. I mean, like half of the episode titles are basically people screaming. like the first two episodes, it's like the lyrics from the opening theme is like, it's key power, and the next one it's fortification. Or there's one where it's like traitor! Like, it's stuff like that, and I love it.
First of all, piece of advice, don't just look up Mistress Telephone. Definitely add Die Ranger to the front of it. Because
looking up Mistress Telephone now.
Oh, well, alright, but do so at your own risk.
Oh, wow.
It's like looking up Lemon Party. But yeah.
If you add Die Ranger, you actually get the results you may have been hoping for.
There you go. Well, it's, like I said, like, well, the subs I watched are translated as Mistress Telephone, but it's like Telephone Sensei or whatever, so it'd be Teacher Telephone, but I don't know, whatever. But the ending of that show, I think it is the best Sentai ending. I think it's in the top 3 for sure. Because it's one of those things where when you step back and you think about it, you're like, wait a minute. And then they do this one thing that reiterates it just a little bit, like just when you think things are happy, they reiterate it, and it's like, oh my god. and it's like suddenly this happy moment takes a dark turn. And I'm not going to say what it is, but just watch the end of Die Ranger, pay attention to what everyone says in the final episodes, and you will understand why I'm freaking out. But yeah, next on the list is Mask Man, so I'm looking forward to that. It's the show that was originally going to be called 5 Man, but they changed it as they were shooting the first episode.
Is there another show called 5 Man?
Yeah, there was 5. Yeah, after Turbo Ranger came 5 Man, and yeah, it's like they changed the title. Well, the story goes they changed the title right when they were filming the first episode.
Why?
I don't know. We don't know the reason why, but it was just they changed it. But it sucks because that's the reason there's 5s on the Masked Man suits. There's a 5 on the bracelet, and why their mech is called Great 5.
Awesome.
So it's like, whoops. It's like the other time this has ever happened is when they were doing Die Ranger to start out, because originally it was going to be like a baseball Sentai, and then they switched it. So, oh my gosh. It's the photos of this are hilarious. If you ever get a chance to look them up, it's funny just to see them with like the emblazoned Dynaman like jerseys. But those are fun. Go look those up. Outside of that, the new Lupin the Third series has kicked in. Go watch it right now. Lupin the Third, the woman called Fujiko Mine. It's done by it's got character designs by Takeshi Koike from Redline.
Oh.
It's got some crew from, I believe Shinichiro Watanabe from Samurai Champloo was involved somehow. I don't know if it's the same one, because there's a Shinichiro Watanabe as the music supervisor. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same one, because the soundtrack for the show is amazing. And the premise is, if you've never heard of Lupin the Third before, it's, oh hey, I'm a master thief, and my friends and I are gonna rob stuff, and Inspector Zenigata is honest, like, at every step of the way, trying to catch us, and all sorts of hijinks ensue.
Castle Cagliostro. That's the one a lot of people who don't know Lupin the Third still know Castle Cagliostro.
It's like, if you've seen that, that's basically Lupin the Third. But what this show does is it's capturing the essence of the original 1967 manga, which is amazing. Don't let people try to sway you away from it. And it's just taking that, doing all sorts of really cool stylistic choices, and doing sort of a prequel where you're seeing Fujiko meet up with, meeting Lupin for the first time, meeting Jigen for the first time, meeting Goemon for the first time, meeting Zenigata in an interesting twist that no one saw coming. No pun intended. And it's just mind-blowing. I mean, there are moments where you hear this soundtrack and you want to, like, do violent, passionate things to it. It's amazing.
So, is it a series or miniseries or a movie?
It's a 13-episode TV series. It's currently on Funimation.com. If you want to go and look that up, you'll have to get a membership, but whatever, totally worth it.
Funimation's usually pretty good about dropping stuff on Hulu.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. Yeah, I think it is on Hulu as well, so you can go look that up if you've got a Hulu Plus account. But it's definitely one of my picks for, like, one of the best shows of the season. Oh, yeah. And aside from that, comics, I've been catching up on everything. They just started The Shadow with Dynamite, and that has been crazy violence and really cool. But like the plot's really taking forever just to, like, start moving. Like, we just had 2 episodes of Introspect where it's like, I do these things and blah 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 blah, and then like a fragment of like where things are starting to go, and a little bit more backstory, and Margot worrying about our main hero, like Margot being his assistant, the Shadow, old pulp radio hero who has the ability to cloud men's minds, and they did a movie, I think it was 96?
About that, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Alec Baldwin?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, so that's just the general premise. Only it's a lot more. It's just as violent as it was originally. It's like, it was one of the darkest radio shows. I mean, even though it was incredibly toned down, for the time, it was still like incredibly violent. I mean, fights were breaking out left and right. People were killing themselves and like being being mutilated and stuff like that. It's really cool, which is a really weird way to end that. But
who's the writing and artist team?
Let me look that up real fast.
The original one or the new one?
New one.
No. One. Let's see. Shadow Comic. I forget the actual team involved. Comics 2012. This is why I love living in the future.
Me too.
I know. So it's just like, hey, I need something, I can find it in 5 seconds. Let's see. Yeah, Garth Ennis, Aaron Campbell, and then Alex Ross did one of the covers.
Yeah, so Dynamite's basically got Alex Ross on retainer.
Yeah, but they just have to snap their fingers and he shows up. But yeah, that's really good. And then the big one is like Spider-Man, Ends of the Earth has been getting insane. It's Dr. Octopus basically saying he's going to fix the ozone layer. And all the while he's like getting the Sinister Six together to line up this massive plot to fry the Earth. And Spider-Man has been made public enemy #1 alongside Black Widow and Silver Sable. And he's having to basically coordinate a strike to try and save the world. And it's reintroducing a lot of heroes who we have not heard from in a while. Union Jack's finally shown up. And then, of course, my new favorite superhero team of all time, the Big Hero 6. Japan has their own Avengers team. Yeah. Yeah, Keith knows because I posted about this on Facebook. It's like their own team. There's a giant robot, a kid genius who built the robot, and what was it? There's a girl who's basically an homage to Cutie Honey named Honey Lemon, and she's a secret agent. And then you've got a guy whose name is Fred, but his codename is Fredzilla, because his main power is he can summon kaiju fields, so he can like surround himself and become like a Godzilla like monster.
Cool. And actually, I know of them through some '90s comic book. They guest starred in something. Yeah, well, they had their own limited series. A long time ago. Yeah, Silver Samurai was the main point. But they are my favorite superhero. And then, Keith, you'll love this. I got sucked into the Ghostbusters series from IDW. Nice. It's been getting. I've been having like a Ghostbusters kick every once in a while. I finally sat down and started reading it, and it's been fantastic. If only for John Belushi as his Blues Brothers persona showing up as a ghost. Yeah, I saw that. My roommate got the first one, and I'm trying to get him to go and get the trade paperbacks so I can read more of it. Yeah, I don't know if the trades have come out for that yet, because they're only at 6 issues. I think so. I'm pretty sure I saw them in the comic shops, because I told him you don't need to buy any more comics, dude. Just get the trade paperback.
Yeah, because there's this one that's going out right now, and I think there was another Ghostbusters series that IDW did.
Okay.
At one that I cannot remember for the life of me, but yeah, that's like it's a lot of fun, highly recommended, and it does lead into the game a little ways. But getting aside from that, some like the bits of news that there's been a lot of news coming out that's making me freak out. Specifically. Has everyone here heard about what's going on with the Fourze movie?
Yes. Yeah, that just dropped today. You can read it on HenshinJustice.com. That Koichi Sakamoto's directing it. Oh shit!
No, that's not what I love that to death. That's amazing. I think that's everyone in the room needs to go see Megamax right now. I don't care what you're doing. Well, aside from you guys in the room, because then it would be awkward if the podcast just died. But everyone else out there, if you're listening to this, stop the show. Go get a copy of Movie Tyson and Megamax and watch it. Okay, it is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I think the best Heisei Rider movie ever. I think it's a pretty strong claim. I mean...
Yeah, over, was it double, versus...
It's like in close competition. But you gotta understand, it's like, this movie hit every note perfectly, because it's like, within the first 5 seconds... I won't spoil, but yeah, it's like within 5 seconds of seeing this movie, you will be sold, and that's like, oh my god, it's just like the O's section. It makes up for everything. So like if you were ever like wondering like, okay, after O's Wonderful and Movie Tyson Core, will there ever be a good Kamen Rider O's outing? Well, here you are. It's Koichi Sakamoto saying, "I'm sorry, O's, you've been mistreated. Here. Let me make you look awesome for about 45 minutes.
I'm so out of the loop of everything. Did Koichi Sakamoto direct this movie?
He directed the entire movie.
Megamax.
Yeah.
Holy dick.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew this. And, oh my god.
It's pretty awesome.
I was talking about this, the new Fourze movie that's coming out, Everyone It's FaceTime.
That's what I thought you were talking about too.
That's why I kind of transitioned to Megamax for a second, but everyone just go see Megamax. But here's the reason I'm freaking out is that they're bringing back an old hero, or an old duo, a pair from another Shotaro Ishinomori show that is my favorite solely because it's on more crack than Akumizer 3. I'm talking about Space Iron Man Kyodine. They are bringing the two main characters of that show back. And I believe one of them is actually going to be played by Deca Yellow.
Cool.
So it's for those who don't know, it's like imagine the Wonder Twins.
Ayumi Kinoshita.
Yes. They're bringing her back, and so imagine, if you will, the Wonder Twins, but with useful powers. And if they were robots, and one turned into a jet and one turned into a car.
Hot damn.
And the bonus point is the jet actually punches people in the face as it's flying around. Like, I'll have to post a link to, so you can put in the show notes. It's like a clip from Kyodine where it's literally the jet just punching a tank into submission and everything and yelling at it as like a puppet from like a Sid and Marty Krofft show. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see them.
Do they have Henshin devices and do arm swingy things?
They do.
All right.
Well, yeah, like one turns into a car that can bite things, and one turns into a jet that can punch things. And they combine into a double-decker jet. I mean, come on, Keith. It does not get any better than this.
Those look like some pretty sweet toys once they come out.
Can't wait. I mean, they're going to have to do like a special like module type thing for them, and I will buy them at the earliest convenience. But again, it's Sakamoto, so this is going to be great. And then after Superhero Tyson, which like I swear to God, Bueno, who's I'm working with for Gun Caliber, he and I he sent me a message on Skype. He's like, Mike, we got to talk right now, because he just got out of Superhero Tyson, and he was just tearing it apart. So I mean, I trust his opinion. So I'm like, Superhero Tyson just sounds god awful. I'm not looking forward to it. So this will be a nice breath of fresh air. So everyone, if you have not seen the photo of the new redesigns for Kyodine, look it up right now.
On HenshinJustice.com.
Yes. Oh, and yes. So also short plug. Monster Attack Team, one of the oldest fan publications in the realm of Tokusatsu. They just started a new web show. Go look them up on YouTube. The first episode is up, and they go to the Ultraman exhibition. Also, you have scantily clad girls wearing Vampirella t-shirts for like 10 minutes.
So, Monster Attack Team. Gotcha.
Monster Attack. They're awesome. They are amazing, and they are cool. And then last but not least, let's see, I actually had the compartmentalized alts. Okay. Yes, the R5 Central Fundraiser is still going on. Hopefully this will be out before the end of the deadline, because now we're at the last 6 or so days. As of right now, we are at, let me get past this Ghostbuster stuff here. Yeah, we have 6 days left as it's recording. We are now at $643.
That is crazy impressive.
Oh, I am incredibly stoked. Thank you guys so much. And if we can just push this over the top before the ending, that would be amazing. Everyone also, as well, highly encouraged, go enter pick the last episode review contest. It's the $5 perk. Basically, you enter a drawing where you decide what we review for the final episode. So get on over. You can subject us to any manner of horror you can think of, as long as it's easily accessible and it's not 500. So.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so then one last thing. I'm sorry. It's one more thing.
No, it's fine, Keith. One last. Oh, sorry. I just assumed.
I may have heard this before. One more thing. No, that's using me.
Yeah, one more thing. One of my co-hosts, Kara, who's the voice of I, is going to be doing a blog pretty soon where she's going to basically be playing through the entire Zelda timeline, the main timeline, starting from Skyward Sword, and she's going to go all the way to Majora's Mask. So no URL on that yet. Just stay tuned to twitter.com/R5Central or twitter.com/Gaigender, and I will let you guys know when it starts up. It should be starting pretty soon because she just got Skyward Sword, and it's going to go from there. So it will probably tie back into the podcast, so I'll keep you posted. But yeah, that's everything. How long did that go for? I'm afraid to look at the clock.
What I'm impressed with is that you didn't stop to let the rest of us talk about other stuff. Every time I'd be like, okay, so I'm and you're like, wow, and you're off. Oh man, you were very excited.
This hour, we'll be here for 2 hours.
Greg, what have you been geeking on?
Well, before what I've been geeking on, can I just back and ask something? What's wrong with Superhero Tyson? I hadn't heard anything.
Oh. Oh yeah, we posted a video. Bueno did a video review of it, and apparently the biggest problem was that all the best parts we saw in all the trailers. And
oh really?
And there's little substance or action that we haven't seen in the trailers.
Well, that, and also Shoji Yonemura is writing it, and he's one half of the crew that destroyed Hideki and also destroyed Decade, and just was a horrible writer with no respect for the source material. Which makes me sound incredibly elitist when I say that, but it's true. I mean, just look at this movie. It's a total mess.
But yeah, I guess that's...
Okay, alright, well, hopefully, because you were right about Movie War Megamax. Is that the recent one? That's Movie War Megamax, right? I get all the names mixed up on these things. I'm really terrible at keeping them straight. But
this is what I care about, because 2010 was only good for Double. Core was also only good for Double.
Yeah, I actually didn't mind the other O's movie, the one what was it called? The one where the
Go All Riders.
No, I didn't like that one. The one that's just O's.
Oh, the Wonderful.
Yeah, I didn't mind
Seen that.
It's not great, but it's alright. I kind of dug it.
Yeah, Wonderful's okay. I think the only problem fans had with it is that the producer went out of their way to make sure that it didn't line up with the show. There are a lot of inconsistencies that stack up, and people are like, I want this to be canon. And it's it can. I mean, as long as you just ignore the fact that certain characters are provided deus ex machina with things that they shouldn't be having, and you can get away with it.
But, Movie War Megamax is definitely right at the top of the what?
So,
Sorry?
you guys are saying, this goes head-to-head with the knockout of Kamen Double, AZ, Infinity Gauntlet of Destiny.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm really looking forward now to the Infinity Gauntlet of Destiny. That's the first thing I want to say. It's like a Tenacious D album version of a comic book movie.
So you're saying it stacks up with that because that was
it knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, I haven't seen, like, every movie. Oh, I don't think it knocks it out of the park. I still prefer the double movie, because I feel like the double movie's more focused. But, it's exceptional. It's very, very good. The combat is really great. There's a lot of unsuited combat. I imagine we'll do a show on it at some stage, so we shouldn't talk about it for too long, but it is really, really good.
Next episode? I haven't watched the movie yet, so
it's up next?
I would save,
Oh, it's going to be up next?
Yep.
Cool.
I always save watching those movies just like the week before our podcast, because I want to stay all excitedly fresh.
Fair enough. But yeah, what have I been geeking on? To go with comics for a second, I recently started picking up the Mark Waid's Daredevil. Finally went digital, the new Daredevil comic, and it's amazing. It is so good. It's the best Daredevil has been in I don't even know how long.
Is this new stuff or old stuff?
It's new stuff. It's so Brian Michael Bendis wrote a huge run that then I can't remember who took over for him. And Daredevil was basically getting darker and darker and darker, and it was good, but after a while, even like people who were fans of it were going like, all right, man, like sooner or later he would just commit suicide. Like his life is going so fucking terribly, and then they turned him into a villain in a horrible, horrible story that most people try to ignore.
Yeah, Shadowland, right?
Yeah, Shadowland, it sucked ass. So then after...
Oh, that's disappointing, because I really want to read that.
No, it's so bad. It does not make sense. It's basically Daredevil decides to go evil, takes over Hell's Kitchen, and the superheroes sort of show up and are like, please don't do that. And then he's like, no, I'm gonna. And they're like, well, okay. And then basically, if Captain America says to Daredevil, stop that, sooner or later you're gonna stop that. But the heroes are all just like, I think from memory at one point that when it starts, the Avengers are like, all right, well look, Iron Fist and Luke Cage, you guys go deal with that. We got bigger stuff on. And I'm like, really? Yeah. He just killed a bunch of people in Hell's Kitchen and blocked it off and made it his own little fiefdom? You don't think that that's possibly an Avengers Assemble moment? No? Okay. And then...
Well, not really, because it's Daredevil, man.
Well, true. But then it sort of got to a point where you were thinking that Matt Murdock had actually gone really evil, and no, he's just possessed. And so once he was unpossessed, it was all okay. And I'm like, really? That's your cop-out shitty ending? So I think when Daredevil was rebooting and Mark Waid was going to do it, everyone sort of went, I guess. But he has done a fantastic job by basically, rather than trying to compete and make it really dark, it goes in the complete opposite direction and makes everything goofy, but with this kind of undercurrent that, you know, he's being lighthearted to kind of ignore the pain of everything that went before. So it's kind of like denial. And what's great is that in Daredevil at the in the Big Dark storyline, everyone figured out who Daredevil was. His identity was basically made public. But it's been so long since then that it sort of went from being, oh yeah, he's Daredevil, to like conspiracy theorists going, no, he really is Daredevil, to people sort of forgetting. Not forgetting so much as just going, well, it's probably not true, because it's out of the limelight. And so there are people who still are like, hey, aren't you Daredevil? He's like, no. He walks around in a t-shirt that says, I am not Daredevil.
That's a nice light way to take it.
There's this one district attorney who is just starting to sort of date now, who was convinced that he must be Daredevil and therefore that he's faking being blind. So she'll like walk up to him, like she flashes him with a bra that says, I know you're Daredevil, and he has to pretend that he can't, like with his radar sense, can't know that she's flashing him. So he's kind of sitting there breaking a pencil under the table and stuff.
Awesome.
She keeps throwing shit at him. Like she'll throw stuff in his face for him to catch it or dodge it or something. So he keeps getting hit in the head with pencils and balls and all sorts of stuff. Which he could easily dodge, but he has to, like, you know, he's blind and can't people can't know he's Daredevil. So it's a really, really fun book. Definitely worth reading. He breaks up a mob wedding in the first 2 pages of the first issue. Breaks up like an assassination attempt at a mob wedding, and then because the bride is hot, he kisses her like on the right in the altar thing, and then takes off.
Cool.
So it's definitely worth reading. The other comic I've just started to get really into is 2 actually from IDW. They're Transformers comics. And they're G.I. Joe comics. And I really like the IDW Transformers universe.
Yes. Agreed. Although I'm only reading, there's like, are you talking about the most recent stuff, or are you starting from the beginning?
Well, I had already read up until All Hail Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
But I hadn't read the ongoing series, and I hadn't read anything beyond that. And I recently caught up and read the whole ongoing series, which was great. And then the death of Optimus Prime, he doesn't actually die.
I actually missed that completely because for some reason or another I got tired of it and wasn't really impressed. And then when they brought back in the Last Stand of the Wreckers team to do one of the ongoing titles, that's the title I'm following. So when I start picking it up again, they're like, "Yeah, and Optimus Prime's dead." I'm like, "What? What happened?"
He's not dead, basically. So. Okay, this is vaguely spoilery, but it's been out for a while now. And honestly, it doesn't wreck the enjoyment. But so the war has basically ended. The Autobots and the Decepticons have kind of formed a peace, I guess you could say. The Autobots won, and so the remaining Decepticons have little bombs in their heads, so that if they do anything major terroristy, the Autobots can blow their heads off.
Wow.
Damn.
And then you find out that there's a bunch of Cybertronians called Nails, which are non-affiliated indigenous life forms, I think, which were basically Cybertronians who didn't want to be Autobots or Decepticons. Mm-hmm. And at the end of when the war ended, Cybertron got reborn, because in the IDW universe, it's been dead most of the time of the series.
Right.
In fact, the entire series, now that I think about it. And it's been reborn, so there's this kind of wild techno-organic life all over the planet, and all these Nails are coming back. So, when this happens, everyone, not the Autobots, but like all of the Nails and stuff, don't trust Optimus, because he is basically the living embodiment of the soldier they needed to win the war. And by this point, Optimus he's kind of over it anyway. Like, he's really emotionally defeated in some ways. Mm-hmm. And so the death of Optimus Prime is basically about him deciding to leave Cybertron forever, basically exile himself so that there's no more war. And he says, Optimus Prime is dead, I'm Orion Pax again.
Cool.
So, and that's the last we've seen of him. He's just flown off into the sunset kind of thing. And Megatron's the same. Megatron just disappeared. So, it's a really fun... That was a really good ending, really great. And so they split it now. There's 2 books. There's More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise. Mm-hmm. And Robots in Disguise is on Cybertron, with Bumblebee is now running the Autobots. And More Than Meets the Eye is the one I think you read, right, Keith?
Yep.
Which is about Rodimus and his crew, a crew of Autobots leaving to take on, leaving to go and find is it the Knights of Cybertron? That's what they call it. Yeah.
Yep, Rodimus, Ultra Magnus, and Drift, like my favorite Transformers, all get into a ship called the Forever Till Dawn or some like that, and they are looking through space and running through all these weird situations that, I mean, they're so funny and cleverly written that it feels Firefly-like. And I can't exactly put why, but they got the ensemble crew and just well-timed jokes that are really unexpected, and it's so much fun.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really great read, and yet, you know what? I agree with you. Like, I like Drift and all those guys, but to be honest, I think most of the cooler in this series, a lot of the other characters are coming across to me much more fun. Like,
yes,
Rewind,
Swerve,
Rewind, Ladder. Tailgate, like characters that you're like, wait, who are these guys? And they're awesome. Ladder is a psychiatrist. Oh no, sorry, not Ladder. Rung. His name
There you go.
transforms into a ladder. And he's like he's kind of annoyed that that's his alt mode. It's kind of
Yep,
crap.
and they have an ongoing running joke where they say all the best names were taken.
That's right.
That's why he's Rung.
And then
Ambulance.
yeah,
Anyway.
it's Ambulon. That's right. Who you think's gonna? He's a medic, so you think he's gonna transform into a.
But don't give away that one.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so it's a really both of those books are really really fun. Definitely the More Than Meets the Eye is more lighthearted than Robots in Disguise. Robots in Disguise is a bit more of a serious take, but it's still a really good read. So they're both great. And then the G.I. Joe books, I'm only just starting on now. IDW's G.I. Joe continuity, which is a bit confusing to try and figure out what order you're supposed to read everything in. But so far, it's been really good. I'm really digging the story there. So if you're a G.I. Joe fan and you want some happiness in your life, given what's happened with the movie,
What the hell?
yeah,
Because of that, I hit up eBay, and also that's part of what I've been geeking on. I hit up eBay and pre-ordered 2 Storm Shadows because the news says that the Retaliation toys will be coming to stores really quickly, and then they'll be gone really quickly until the movie comes out.
yeah. Basically, it looks like we're getting Wave 1, which should be out now. You should be able to find Wave 1 on shelf, and some of the early vehicles, and then there's nothing coming out until the movie 9 months from now, when it was due in a month. And basically, the official reason is still, oh yeah, no, we did that because we're making it 3D. Most people think that's bullshit, and that the reason
it's shenanigans.
is to dodge the competition for the year with Avengers, and then they opened the week before Spider-Man and 2 weeks before Dark Knight.
Actually, I hate to say it, but business-wise, that was a good move. Because, like, what they saw happen to Battleship got annihilated because of Avengers. And
No, Battleship got annihilated because it was fucking Battleship.
Well, yeah, that's also part of it. But, like,
I kind of want to see it, you guys.
I did too. Like, every trailer I saw, I was like, I want to see that. But me and all my friends were like, I don't give a fuck if people say that looks bad. I want to see it. And even we just kind of slept on it. We're like, well, you know, it is only Battleship.
Well, okay. Nick and I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was okay. Nick?
It was shit.
Well, wait. Did you guys like Battle L.A.?
I did.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, well,
it's not as good as Battle L.A.
Ouch.
Unfortunately.
Because, like, me and my friends, we feel like we're the only people on the planet that loved Battle L.A. Like, we came out of that, we were, like, swinging our arms in the air going, that was awesome! And then, like, we hit the internet, and then, like, we see, like, the entire planet thinks it was a crime against humanity. We're like, what? It's not
it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's you've got to go into these things. It's like Independence Day. Like, when Independence Day came out, people lost their shit, and now it's kind of one of these things where it's like, you liked Independence Day? My God, I can't believe you enjoyed that. That's such a shit. It's like, man, you
like,
clearly
They
don't
say
really
it just like that too.
Yeah,
critics
apparently like
lost
gay
it.
Britishmen.
Yep. Critics totally lost their shit about how much they hated Battle LA. It was weird because, like, that was one of my favorite. Like, that was one of the most funs I had in the theater that year. So, like, me and my friends were like, well, we'll never see a sequel to that because it just got shit upon. And Battleship is the closest we're going to come to a sequel to that.
No,
Right.
Okay.
We're looking.
Battleship has some really good parts, and even Nikki agrees on some of the parts that we both liked. The alien designs are fucking incredible. And so a lot of the combat is really well done. The problem is that the characters are completely uninteresting. And
Battleship?
Yeah, in Battleship. And the longer you think about it, the bigger the holes get.
Ooh.
Like, in fact, it's funny because Nick and I walked out, and then we had to wait for a bus. And during that conversation, we kept going, "Yeah, but hang on, this didn't make sense." Because Nick, when you walked out, you liked it more than later on, right? Like the longer you thought about it. Because remember when you walked
Yeah, I've had time to mull it over. I've gone from it was average to I never want to watch it again.
Damn. So, okay. Would you say that if I don't see it in theater, I won't enjoy it as much as I would? Like that, the special effects and action sequences, do they demand a big screen experience?
Well, you like crappy movies, so I'd say you might enjoy it. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, Nikki is a girl's name.
Oh, it's on now. It's on now, Hayward.
So, children, how's it going out there? You might want to get some popcorn for this one. We're gonna be here a while.
Yeah, to be honest, I think you'd enjoy it, Keith. You like the you're more forgiving of movies than I am. You like the action movie.
You have to really, really, really insult me or act like you didn't care about the movie while you did it to make me hate your movie. Like, if I see, like, hey, you tried really hard and I did have a good time. All right, good job. But, like, yeah, you have to really fuck up bad.
I just want to do a movie now where, like, somebody just flips off the screen and you know, fuck you, Keith appears on screen like in blinking lights.
What the hell?
I
can see Keith enjoying it.
Yeah, I think you'll dig it. I was just going to say, I think you're like the primary school teacher of movie people, Keith. You're like, well, you tried real hard, and I can see the potential there. You did great.
Yeah, I can't think of the last
I think you'll dig it. Like I said, the aliens are really cool. There's a mental hurdle you kind of have to. You know, I'll tell you what. Let's stop talking about it now. You go see it or see it whatever before we do our next HJU, and then we'll try and remember to talk about it then. And I'll say, okay, let me ask you these questions.
All right, let's move on to the next geekery then.
Well, I was still sort of G.I. Joeing, but yeah, so the G.I. Joe comic's great. On a Toku-related thing, though, I finally finished Kiva. I have been powering my way through Kiva. When it started, I ranked it at the bottom of the Heisei. I've only seen the Heisei Rider shows.
Right.
I ranked Kiva as the worst one. It's now still the worst one.
Long-distance high five.
It definitely ends better than it starts. By the time I got into the sort of the mid to late 30s, I was like, all right, I do want to see how it finishes. But I found Wataru to be a completely uninteresting character. I thought the two girls who I really liked, once they basically, somewhere in the early 30s, they have their resolution episode, and then they are there for no reason whatsoever. His dad, whose name I've forgotten, can anyone?
I also forgot, but he was like my favorite part of the show.
That's right. Wataru Senior. He starts off. Otoya, that's it. He starts off as a character that I wanted to beat to death, but actually had the best character arc. By the end of it, he's a real hero. He is a great. Yeah. Like at the start, you'll hate him, but he has the best arc of any character in the show.
Yeah, he was my reason for watching the show. I mean, from the beginning, like I saw his flaws, but there's something charismatic about it, and I saw a lot of potential for him to like grow. And then when he actually took him a belt, I was like, oh, okay, even better. I loved that guy.
But so yeah, I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
Oh God, no.
But
It'd be crazy if you did.
But I did make it to the end. Well, yeah, but I like Fourze. It turns out that I'm the only person alive who does.
Wait, so did Kiva come after Dano?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, that's why. Like, that is the only reason why I liked it as much as I did. Because I remember, like, okay, I know Keith hates Dano, but like for me, Dano was like my break from Kamen Rider, and like I was like so starved for just I really want to get into Kamen Rider again. And then Kiva didn't do anything to piss me off, so it was like, all right, I'm back. So I saw its flaws, but for me, Kiva was so enjoyable that because it was like I can watch Kamen Rider again.
See, I can understand.
Yeah, that's what the one after Fourze is going to be like for me.
I can understand. I can understand why Kiva didn't piss you off, because it's so bland that it doesn't do anything to it doesn't do anything in one direction or another. Say what you
are
will
like,
about
especially Wataru. Whew, that's a graham cracker of a character.
I mean, say what you will about Ryotaro from Den-O, but while he himself is kind of bland, he actually goes through an evolution, and because of the possession by the Imogen, you actually get to see him, have expressions.
Yep.
So, yeah, and I can kind of see what Nikki means with Fourze too. Like, I think once I'm done with Fourze, I'm never going to watch it again. I'm not minding it as, like, I'm still watching it, but I think it's starting to get a little rambly. I think it's starting to get a little...
You guys are breaking my heart here.
You like Fourze? Mike?
Yes, I love Fourze.
Yeah, for me, Fourze is...
sorry, I'm trying to hold back some vomit there.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just find it...
You know how Keith feels about Den-O? That's how I feel about Fourze.
Damn, ouch.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, okay. I'll put it this way. It's like, I'm the guy, I have no problem with turning my brain off every once in a while, but, like, there are times where I'll turn my brain off and like, they'll still do something to try and, like, take advantage of that moment. And I'll be like, what the heck movie? Or what the heck TV show? Case in point, Decade. Or it's like, okay, All Riders versus Die Shocker. I'll turn my brain off. I'll enjoy this for the fan service that it is. And then the inconsistencies start to pile up. And then Dr. Shinigami shows up, and I'm like, no, the brain's going back on, and now I'm just mad. And Fourze, yeah, I mean, it's written by the guy who did Gurren Lagann. I mean, you kind of have to go into this expecting that this is not going to be like super serious drama hour, but this is going to be, hey, look, guess what? He has a giant foot and a paintbrush on his leg, and he's going to use them as a final attack.
Because it was written by the guy who did Gurren Lagann, I expected a lot more than what they're doing. Wait, we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked.
Craig, what were you talking about?
I was talking about Kiva, but I'm happy to transition into Fourze, because that was going to be something I was going to talk about next.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, Mike, I am not hating Fourze by any stretch. I still think it's a decent show.
I am.
I know you. my issue with it as of sort of, basically, I think that once he got Cosmic States, it's like they kind of went, oh crap, we've only got X amount of episodes left, we'd better wrap this up quickly. And it started to feel a bit just sort of rushed and rambling at the same time, which is really weird. Like the last...
with the horoscopes, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that was going to happen too, and I'm like, well, there could be a way they're going to tie this all together. I mean, I want to believe that they're going to tie this up neatly, and at the very least, maybe we'll get some good action sequences out of it. And I will say this, I think Cosmic States is probably one of my favorite, like, complete writer power-ups, I think, since, Tajidor didn't really count in O's, and even then I didn't really commit to it. But I think it definitely, it's like Fourze, what the hell, I can't talk right now. It's definitely like Decade complete form done right. It's what they should have done with that, and I just love seeing that thing on screen every time. And if you go online and watch one of the toy vids, it's hilarious just to see what it does to all your different cosmic switches. But it's like, I'm just glad that they aren't doing the one thing that really bugged me about Kabuto and a couple other shows where it's like, okay, all we have now is this power up. There's, it's just, don't even worry about your base form or your mid-season upgrade. Just go right to that, and that's your instant win button.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kiva certainly did that. Once Kiva got Emperor form, that was it.
I hated Emperor form. Made me so mad. I hated that design so much.
And the legend goes because the reason that they did that was because the original costume was hard to fight in.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Before we go any further, I want to say, also when it comes to my biggest problem with Fourze is with what we got with O's was fantastic because we kept on getting answers all the way through the series. So they kept on building upon its mythology, so that you're always getting more, and all the bits and pieces fell into place, and they felt like a solid mythology. The coins are made by alchemists from a long time ago by a mad king who wanted power over greed. It was awesome. But
Kick boss.
As opposed to Fourze, where they're like, and we have another switch, and we have another switch, and this one's a net, and this one's it's not mythology, it's just making shit up. Yes, it's just stuff.
Well,
This one uses the cosmic power of space to make a giant foot.
well, you look at
Yeah,
it.
that
I mean,
makes
there's a moment of
fucking
fridge. Oh god. Well, there's a moment of fridge horror when you look at the switches. It's like, you notice how the switches start out and they're like, they make sense in terms of use. You know, rocket drill and and launcher and all that stuff. It makes sense. And then you can tell, but the further the switches go down, it reflects the descent into madness of Kengo's father. Because then it's like, if you really think about it.
Okay, if we had, like, one episode
Ike Devil told me that too. He goes, "You've got to look at it that Kengo's dad was slowly going insane." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, read down the list." And he's right. As you read it down, it's like every step of the way he's going slightly crazier.
And there's all these flies in here. I need a net switch.
Exactly.
It's like, I need to put my foot down. Hey, a giant foot switch.
You know what? I would have fallen in love with that if, like, maybe several episodes ago we saw maybe the flashback episode of him going insane. Give me mythology. Don't just.
It's gonna happen, Keith. Just give it some time, because right now it's like they're getting ready for the movie. And I think they're going to probably clear out maybe a couple more horoscopes before we finally start to get into it. And I'm betting you, too, that when the movie's going to tie in again, sort of like with Double.
That's cool if they're going to do it, but it's not cool that they're not pacing it out well, like we did get in Double and like what we got in O's.
Right, and that's what I mean. Like both Double, I'm not the world's biggest O's fan, but the pacing and the structure of O's is much cleaner.
Yeah, it is really
Fourze. Yeah, Fourze is very inconsistent. It's like we're here, we're there, like we're back, we're forth. It's like. Yeah, and when it's good, I think Fourze is really good. I agree with you, Mike, that Cosmic States looks great, but then the sword is horrible. It's just horrible.
I love the sword!
No, it doesn't look good. It looks even worse when it's open. Not to mention that it would be the most impractical fighting weapon I've seen in a Kamen Rider show.
Wait. I think that's still held by Beyblade Meteor.
Oh, right, that made me so sweet.
Yeah, you're right. Beyblade Meteor. But, well, no, actually, you know what? I disagree. Because Beyblade Meteor, while it's stupid, at least when he uses it, he's kind of like zip, and this thing zips around and fucks everything up. The Fourze sword looks like it weighs a ton. When it's open, the sides of the sword get, like, you'd have to be careful you don't bash your legs with the sides of the sword every time you did anything. I don't know, man. You
know what really pisses me off about Fourze? I really like Gentaro as a character.
Yeah.
But his show is awful.
Gentaro, like, Vangelis to me said it best. Like, the problem with their characters are each one of them is, I'm this guy. And even with Gentaro, he's just the I'm friends with everyone guy, as opposed to a fleshed character, which I want.
No, I don't necessarily agree with that.
Okay.
I think that there's Gentaro. I think is great, and especially the kid who plays him is I think a really good actor.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic.
When he's being serious, or when he's being, not being goofy Gentaro, he can flip the switch and play the other side very well. And actually, I think the Megamax War showed that really well with the way he was with the girl. I really thought their relationship was sweet. Yeah. It was really sweet, and it was because of the way he played it. The characters around him, I think they're just mishandled is the biggest problem. Like, Yuki, when she started, was adorable. I loved Yuki. She was like one of my favorite characters. And watching Megamax again, you sort of go back to when Yuki was just kind of cute and fun.
And not strung out on crack all the time.
Yeah, that's right. You're talking about Kengo's dad going crazy as he's making the switches. I think every time there's a new switch, Yuki's brain drops, like something goes wrong because. Well,
she's in such close proximity to like the belt whenever she transforms, whenever Gengar transforms. So that's probably it.
You say she has constant radiation sickness?
Yes.
Wow.
That's a
Radiation.
Oh, that's why Kengo's so sick all the time.
See? Plot twist, guys.
She's
We're figuring
just
it
getting
out.
gradually more
That
retarded.
was a radiation sequence.
And I mean
Oh.
retarded in the very literal sense of the fact that, she's going to be a gibbering idiot by the end of the series because...
She's losing her faculties.
She'll just be talking to that satellite puppet.
That's right. We're going to space! To space!
A Calvin and Hobbes sketch from Robot Chicken. Mars is amazing.
Yeah,
Mars is amazing.
exactly. But again, like, what cracks me up about it is her character is that she's like, I really want to be an astronaut and go to space. She says, sitting on the rubber hutch. On the moon! On the moon! You go to space every day, you stupid bitch!
Well, yeah, but if she tells someone she's been to space, they're gonna think she's crazy. She can't just be like, "Hey, look, guys, it's the rabbit hutch."
Honestly,
and it's not like it's not like she can't go into like Mars or something like that. I mean,
I don't agree.
like, you know what I mean?
I think if she walked up to someone in the school and went, "I'm going to the moon," they'd be like, "Okay, Yuki," and pat her on the head and just let her, go on her crazy way.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's clearly the school's insane person. And then, the rest of the guys, like, I like Miu when she's there, but she doesn't get enough to do. What's his name? I can never remember the football player's name. Shun. Shun has been reduced to, boy, I love Miu, and I salute. That's all he does now.
That and the Powerdizer.
When was the last time he used the Powerdizer?
It was actually last episode, I think.
Did he?
Yeah, he got knocked out of it, I think.
Wasn't that in the movie?
Well, the movie, but then I can't remember if no, he did use it in the series. I think not this current arc, but like the arc before it, he did use it.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't remember. I'll have to rewatch.
Fair enough. But like Jake had just had an arbitrary 2 episodes where it's like, I've always dreamed of being a singer. Sure, I've never mentioned it till now, but I have my whole life. I just put it up to you, ever, before now, where it's important. Very important to the story right now.
And after this episode is over, it will never be spoken of.
Never be spoken of again.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah. Going up the staircase.
And, shit like that is just like, what could have... When Fourze started, I was having a blast with it because I found it genuinely funny. Like, all of the stuff that I enjoyed was the genuinely goofy, fun, interesting side of it. And then somewhere in the middle, not long after media got introduced, they got to this point where they went, goofy is good, and they forgot to be funny. They just started being silly. And there's a big difference between you can be silly and not be funny, and Fourze is teaching us that.
Yeah. No, I think Deno taught us that a long time ago.
See, I don't agree. I do to an extent. Like, Deno definitely had the same sort of problem. Like, there was some very silly stuff. But Deno, I felt like at least the threat and the overarching sort of world that was going on, it got more serious. Whereas 36 was the last Fourze that aired, right? Well, I guess 37
yes.
They aired now, but 36 was the last one we saw. And really, if you're not in the school, you're still not under threat. By the 30s in Deno, they had introduced that guy who was running the Imogen army, and you sort of got time was starting to unravel on certain characters and things. Like the sense of impending threat to the world and to or at least the world of the universe of the characters. You felt like something was getting worse. Things were getting hairier. Things were getting the trouble was brewing. Whereas Fourze, if you don't go to the school, you're fine. You got nothing to worry about. There was a point where if you went to another school, you were in some trouble. But
well, yeah. Well, that was like them trying to branch out and do stuff at other schools. Like that was like that whole thing. But I think from a story standpoint, it does kind of make sense because I mean, if you're doing all these like illegal experiments, wouldn't you want to keep it somewhere like out of the public eye?
When you think your parents would be like, maybe we shouldn't go to the school anymore.
Yeah, but like they explained away why the parents don't complain. Like, they explain that away pretty early on. And I don't want to go in further because that would spoil it. But
okay.
Yeah. There's they actually, the thing about Fourze is that I guess for every moment you're like, face palming, there's a moment where they sort of step back and actually explain why certain things go the way they do. Like, because at one point you're like, wait a minute, so why are the parents not saying anything? And then there's an episode where they explain why. And it's like, so wait a minute, so if this is going on, so then what about the police? I mean, they have to know about this.
How long ago was it explained?
Yeah, I don't remember them ever explaining the parent thing. The police thing I remember.
The parents were explained early on. Slight spoiler alert.
If it was like in the first couple episodes, we can spoil that.
Yeah, it was when Libra was first introduced. Like when the character who was going to be him was introduced. Remember when he first showed up? That was when the parents were complaining, and then he charmed them all out.
Okay, so
so
they get MIB'd.
Well, he doesn't like erase their memory. He's just that much of a charming guy that he's able to like sway them away.
Can you imagine like some kid like crying in their bedroom, Shinji, why don't you go to school? Mom, I don't want to die. But I'm sorry, Shinji, but that principal was really, really good looking. Go. But Mom, there are monsters. He's really, really good looking.
And everyone's like, yeah, you say that, Junior. Don't forget your lunch.
Exactly.
So wait, so what about the toys?
The toys are great. The Fourze toy, okay, I've only got Fourze so far, but I'm really on the fence with the toys because they are some of the best that Figure Arts has produced, I think. And I think, Nick, you even said when you got the base states that you were really impressed with it. Like,
base states, it blew me out of the water because I didn't think I would like it, but it's really cool.
Yeah, they're exceptionally well.
She show was like that.
The Figure Arts of base states is great. I'm really excited to pick up. I'm definitely going to get Cosmic States. I've got the Masigla on the way to me. That should arrive probably next week, hopefully. I'm 50-50 on whether to get Electric and Fire. I actually really like the look of Electric States, and I kind of like that with Electric, like with everything you get with Fourze, you get another switch. And I kind of dig that. The problem is I'm not sure how I'm going to display the switches, and so space for me is a big premium. Hey, Keith.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I didn't get it. I got it now.
I thought maybe that's too... No? Okay. One thing though, Keith, I thought this was interesting. I worked out when I was talking to Paul the other day. I've been a fan of Kamen Rider now for, as of like 2 weeks ago, it was 1 year.
Oh.
and I now have 3 shelves of Figure Arts.
Beautiful.
Oh, God.
I think the toys for Fourze are great. I think Cosmic States, the toy for Cosmic States looks really good. Oh, hey, there's something I was going to ask. Mike, you're clearly paying more attention than we are. Does the sword on Cosmic States, does the blade extend? Because the toy has like...
Yes, it does.
Does
when it opens up, like when it opens up, the blade just extends like a little bit. It's like it jets out.
Oh, okay.
Because that's where like the energy like collects and stuff like that.
Okay, I've never noticed that it extends. There you go. I sort of figured.
I love that sword. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's the greatest thing ever. No.
You know what? I could even get behind it more if it didn't open up. I'd still think it was kind of goofy, but it would be less.
If he was just hitting people with a big tube, that'd be awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
put it this way: what would you
Cardboard
rather have?
tube samurai. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh my god! Well, what would you rather have? Would you rather have that, or would you have the Fourze bicker, where it's like you got to insert like all 4 like Gaia memories, and it's
that was.
Oh my god!
Well,
yeah, but you see, he can still use that as a sword. It's not a big fucking space that opens up.
Using a rocket as a sword, that'd be cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind if we just left it as a rocket. And beating people with a rocket. That's pretty awesome.
It's more of a club than a sword.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Mega Ranger did. I mean, come on now.
And also, this is something that I tried to get Nicky out of this, and he didn't find it nearly as funny as me. Me and Eager Devil had this, like, probably an hour conversation where we were laughing our asses off because when they announced Cosmic, they said what he can do is combine the powers of switches. So they said he can have freeze and missile and shoot freezing missiles. And Eager and I were like, what are you, crazy? He can have chainsaw and launcher and launch chainsaws at people. and thereon, the combination...
He gets stamped on by a bunch of chainsaws.
Yes!
That would fuck my day up bad.
Or you can have or winch and spike, and it's winch with a fucking nail at the end of it that, like, you know, extends out. Or, what was the other one we had? Flash and fire. So when he sets off the flash bulb, it just instantly burns everything in sight.
Or Gatling, where he shoots
chainsaws.
Gatling chainsaws.
This is what I mean. Once you start to look at all of the combinations of stuff that he has, really Launcher is the fun one, because with Launcher and everything is great. Launcher and drill, he fires drills. Launcher and magic hand, he shoots hands at people. Launcher and camera, he fires cameras at people. Like, the ridiculous possibilities were endless. And since Cosmic States has come onto the scene, he hasn't really done any fun combinations. And I'm like, come on, dude!
He did foot and ice, which doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, he did foot and ice.
Because you're standing on them. What's setting them on, you know, really cold or anything going to do?
And
you're already standing on them.
You know, come on, net and electric.
That's like standing on a spider and then dropping an ice cube on it.
Or net and fire. You shoot a fiery net. You know, like, this is what I mean. Like, this, honestly, we had this conversation for an hour. Like, my favorite one was Paul had this idea for, what was it? It was, parachute and I think it was fire. It was like a flaming parachute was his thing. And I'm like, what possible use is a flaming parachute? And he's like, who cares?
Well, you know, if you're coming down and you want to, like, bring it onto your enemies, you know, you could do that. I mean, there's ways. I mean, if Megamax taught us anything, is that you can make anything awesome.
This is true. But, yeah, so I really regret that. I like Cosmic States. I like the idea of Cosmic States. But, come on, like, use it properly. You know, water and chainsaws. Someone drinks it and then they get chainsawed from the inside. It'd be fantastic.
Medical and fire, so you inject yourself with fire and die.
Exactly. Medical and fire. Giant syringe set someone on fire from the inside out. In fact, you know what? If you can have multiple combinations, medical, fire, and launcher, and you launch syringes at people that inject fire into you.
Oh my god.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, and if, you know, Lord forbid Yuki ends up getting her hands on the belt then in a fit of insanity realizes the power she possesses.
And then she becomes sane. Then she sees clearly because they cancel each other's out.
Or that, or she's just it's just the Madoka Magica all over again. Oh god, everything goes back to Madoka. But
I have no idea what Magica is.
Okay, tell you what. Okay, if there was one show that you need to watch that it looks incredibly cutesy and you're like, oh no, I don't know if I can do it. Madoka Magica, you can watch it on Hulu right now.
I don't think we get Hulu in Australia. I don't think it works.
Okay, well then find a way to watch it otherwise. Okay. But it is readily available. All right, you live in the future, a land of infinite possibilities.
I don't understand. What are you saying?
You have access to the Intertron. Anyway, Magica is what?
Well, oh, sorry.
Oh, go on.
I was going to say, the last thing I was geeking on was going to be Go Buster, but if you're doing that as well, Keith, or...
not for a while. Or, I wasn't going to be doing that this episode for my geeking, no, so
okay.
Go for it.
Go Buster is still... you know, it's funny, like, I don't post much on HJU, but I read it a lot, and I kept going into the Go Buster thread, and I couldn't... One of the complaints that I read, and this is another thing that I talked to Paul about, we couldn't figure it out. One of the big complaints I had with Gokaiger was the enemies were kind of boring. Like, well, not boring, but not threatening. Like, they were just goofy and dumb. And the Gokaigers sort of walked all over them at every opportunity. That was fine, but it was kind of lame. In Go Buster, Enter is a really good bad guy, because even when he loses, he has a plan B and a plan C, and, like, you sort of get this impression that no matter what happens, is always kind of working out for him on some level. And then people are complaining like, yeah, the Go Busters they're not strong enough because Enter keeps winning. And I'm like, come on, guys, like either the bad guy's too good or the bad guy's, come on, make him.
I want you make I was reading an interview for MIB3 where the director was talking about how he's trying to make this a better movie than the last one. And he's saying which I hear he failed, but like the point is that he did say something that was really insightful, which was that your good guys are only as good as your bad guys. So in here that we have such a formidable bad guy, it makes the show that much better. Like the only thing I think the show is lacking is charismatic good guys that pop.
I'm a bit mixed on that. I don't like the Yellow Ranger much, but at the same time, I think that she's being portrayed really well as a kid who's kind of in this adult situation. So on that level, I really enjoy her. But from a cinematic point of view, she's a bit more dull. I like Blue the best, actually. I think he's really great. He's got this Big Brother vibe that he does very well.
Yep. I agree. I like the characters, but I don't think they he does a good job as Big Brother, but they don't pop.
No.
Like Marvelous and the Hakase and like the Gokaiger cast. Each one of them was just like an explosive cartoon character in of themselves, where the Go Busters are pretty muted.
No, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. The Gokaiger was great on the strength of its charismatic and fun characters. Go Buster is good on the strength of its plot and its action.
Yes.
But you're right. The characters are much flatter.
One of the first shows I have really so far consistently enjoyed the Zord battles, which play out like anime, like actual action strategy choreography. Like it reminds me of Neon Genesis Evangelion a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, with how like the city's situated and everything.
Yep.
No, me too. I totally agree. I've never been. I think Buster Ace is a really cool robot.
Yes.
I'm not as big a fan of the look of the combined form, but I like the way that they use it in the show.
Yes.
And the Buster suits themselves are great. The way they fight, I want to see more of him riding the bike. Like I'm like, come on, he's got a motorcycle. That's awesome. It's very Kamen Rider. That's fine.
I got that.
Well, it's like the first Red to have a motorcycle, like a specific motorcycle in a while. I mean, there was a time where like you'd look at a show and it's like everyone else is riding in a Jeep and Red's got a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I got that toy of it's the Buster Red and what's his motorcycle's name?
Nick.
Yeah, I got that, and they're really pretty fantastic. Like I wanted the Buster Ace, but the toy doesn't have a chrome red, and that's what I really like about it. But the motorcycle has the nice chrome red, and it looks good next to my Transformers and One Piece figures.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that. I was really on the fence with Buster Ace, and in the end I decided not to as well. But just because the toy didn't really sell me the way that I like it in the show. But the actual episodes themselves, I think, have been really good. I mean, there's been a couple of kind of ones, but for the most part, it's been much more good than bad. I love the fact that Enter is a really, competent, more than competent. He's a really successful villain. Yeah, he doesn't win every time, but he's like, and he learns. And so the next one, he's like, well, I won't do that. I'll do this instead, because clearly that didn't work. And then,
Yeah. Oh, on that. I really like how formidable the bad guys are, because when the evil Zords are starting to come, they are a threat. They're preparing. They feel there's almost a sense of danger in the air as the Zord's about to come and descend, and then they have to go throw down, as opposed to Gokaiger, where they're like, it's these guys again. Well, let's just steamroll over them.
Yeah.
It's there's rarely that they're like, oh shit, we gotta, give it our all, as opposed to, let's get this over with.
Yeah, Gokaiger was fun because the Gokaigers were fun. Go Buster is fun because the world and the story is fantastic.
Yes.
So yeah, like I think that I'm really excited for Go Buster figure arts. I think because there's only 3 of them, unless I really like the other 2, but hopefully I don't. Because there's only 3 of them, I'm kind of hoping that maybe they'll release all 3 at retail. But even if they don't, at least I can it's not too many to collect as exclusives. So
I'm still hoping that we get a Bosco. I really want that guy.
They have to do. He's probably going to be a Tamashii exclusive or something.
Do whatever they gotta do. They just need seeing him in this movie just reminded me of how much I love his transform form.
I like both. Yeah, I actually you're right. Yeah, his transform form is very cool. I guess to shift into a minor geeking on figure arts is a very frustrating line for me right now. For everything they do right, they seem to take another step wrong. Well. Okay, so we now know that other than Deca Red, the rest of the Deca Rangers are going to be exclusives, and they've done the same for the Jetman guys as well. So clearly,
Black Condor's going to be an exclusive.
Yeah, Black Condor's an exclusive. So I don't understand their logic.
They're evil geniuses, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But someone said that because the red and the blue and green Gokaigers are still easy and readily available and didn't sort of go as well as the others. The truth of the matter is, I would have bought blue and green and silver in a heartbeat if I was able to get pink and yellow easily. So what they need to do is test it out with one of the 3-man Sentai teams. Either Ninja Storm. I don't remember the Japanese name. Are they Hurricane?
Hurricaneger.
Right. Hurricaneger, Go Buster,
Sun Vulcan.
The Jungle Fury, Geki Ranger, sorry.
That's right.
There's a bunch that they can do, release your main 3, including the girl, as a regular release. See how they sell. Then decide whether or not people don't want all of them. And it's just frustrating me that they're not doing that. The fact that we're getting the Masigla is great, but why didn't they give us the vendor bike from O's? They jumped right over it. It's what I mean. Every time they do something right, they kind of do something wrong at the same time, and I'm finding it really a very frustrating line to collect. Well, okay, the Kamen Rider side of it's much better, but from the Sentai fan point of view, I would understand how they could be really bothered by it, because it bugs me, and I'm not even that big a Sentai fan. I've just started watching Shinkenja, and I would have if I could get figure outs of all the Shinkenjas easily, no, I would, without question. I like that show a lot. But at over 100, most of them are like $150, $160 each, other than red and gold. I'm not spending $160 on a figure art. I'm just not.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very frustrating to me, that they do such a good line and then mess up such a simple principle. But what else can you do?
Save your money. I mean, I guess, if they make it harder to get, hey, maybe you can just chill out and you won't have to worry. You don't have to worry about that toy, and you can save your money.
See,
which is why every time I can't.
You know who you're talking to?
I'm sorry.
Save money?
I'm not sure.
For me, whenever something happens where I can't afford that, or I can't get. Wait, then I just don't get it, and I got so much other stuff I'm not paying attention to already, and I can save money.
This is a vibe that I think my wife wishes I had, that I don't have.
Okay, so for you it's I can't get it, huh? Well, fuck that. I'll show you.
No, it's more oh man, that's going to be so expensive. I shouldn't get that. I really shouldn't get that. Why have I just ordered that?
That would be quite the problem.
So, hence my Macross collection. But, like I said, in a year, Keith, I worked out, even with I got a lot of stuff cheap off Eager Devil, but my figure arts collection in 1 year is 67 figures.
Jesus Christy. Yeah, you've laughed at me several times.
And bikes. Lots of bikes. That's just sadly the mentality I have.
I have 5 figure art Kamen Riders and 4 figure art 0 One Piece figures.
Oh, I wasn't counting the Sentai.
I got more figure art riders than you.
I wasn't counting the Sentai. I got 69.
Oh my god.
Oh, hey, I just got Kabuto. I got 70. Hey.
All right, that's a nice even number.
Anyway.
Anything else?
Nope, I'm done.
All right. For my geekery, I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but a storm has hit. It's awesome. Like, Madison's been just raging with storms ever since last night. I'm kind of geeking out about that. But anyway,
they were caused by the election.
Huh? Oh, yes.
Caused by the election is coming up.
The impending election.
Oh, please don't get started on that.
I won't. Instead, I'm going to get started on the first thing that I wanted to geek about is it's a web series called Video Game High School.
Oh yeah, that started.
Yeah. It's been being done by his name's Freddie W. Right?
Yeah, Freddie Wong.
Yeah, he's got an amazing YouTube channel that has him and just these random guest stars that I guess he happens to know. And one of them was the late, what was his name? Whitman? Shoot, forget.
Andy Whitman?
Yeah, Andy Whitman. He was in it, and that was the first time I was introduced to Freddie W's work. And I did a little search for him to see how it all started. And he did this was done by Kickstarter, and he asked for backers to help him get $75,000 so he can do the series. By the end of it, dude got $273,000.
Yeah, the Freddie Wong channel is fantastic.
Yes, he has earned. I have no jealousy toward that guy. He earned it. I hope he does.
Yeah.
The only problem is that so the first episode is fantastic. The action choreography in that I didn't even know it was him, but the action choreography and the way it's shot is just fantastic.
Well, Brandon's directing it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Go.
No, I was going to say Brandon, the other guy on the Freddie Wong channel, the other guy who does it's Freddie and another guy named Brandon. I think Brandon's directing VGHS.
Yeah, it's fun. It feels it has that feeling of being done by people who understand video games and the things that can happen in it, and it got almost the evolution of John Woo type action. And then the next episode comes, unfortunately though, and it pulls way back on the action and relies more on the characters where the acting is only just okay, and the writing and comedy you have to stretch for the laughs. It's I don't know. I'm not sure if they're just having a problem with that second episode and they're holding back for the finale that could be awesome. But I highly recommend looking at Video Game High School and check out the first episode. And it's great at parties. It moment to moment to moment to the end. It's just it's a lot of fun to watch. So did any of you guys check that out yet?
Yeah, I've seen the first 2. I actually did mind the second episode. I mean, yeah, it was a lot of setup, but if you look at this as in terms of a show, then or a movie even, you've got your big action opening, and then you've got your character setup. So I didn't mind it. I actually thought the acting's been okay. It's not jaw dropping or anything. I don't mind it too much.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it outright bad, but I don't know, something I find something lacking. But as forgiving as I always am, I just want them to succeed because I love the concept and the execution of the first episode. And yeah, a lot of setup in this one. I expected more because I thought the first episode was just jaw dropping.
I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the show. Did they say how many episodes it is altogether?
I think it's like 12, or no, 6, isn't it?
No clue.
I thought it was 6.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I'm curious to watch it anyway. I like Freddy's channel.
Yeah. The final action sequence, like just like I had some friends over, and the final action sequence that happened just like made the room go wild because it was just an awesome move.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
All right, the next thing I've been geeking on is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like I'm just all in on that franchise lately. I just
like
finished,
the comics, or
first the 2003 cartoon. I
So
finished,
good.
Yes, I finished season 4 just now today, and they go some morbid ass places. Yeah,
So-
I cannot believe that they got away with that. Like there's what I thought was Baxter Stockman gets a special episode dedicated to him, where his body is falling apart, and literally his body is falling apart. And there's a part where April O'Neil, on the run from him, spin kicks him in the face, and like his jaw comes unhinged and is just hanging by some flesh, and he puts it back. Damn.
Yeah.
And yeah. That show is amazing. The action choreography continues to be amazing. It's too bad that I've been horrified from buying any more of the toys, though.
When the new classics come out, that's the way to jump back in.
Oh, most definitely. Like I got my right on the like I'm not getting the classic '80s versions. I'm getting the updated version because this show's done so well that it is giving me a bad taste in my mouth of the memory of the original Turtles cartoon that I saw, because that was just like, as a kid, I was like, man, this is awesome. Well, I guess that's a little weird they did that. I guess that's kind of weird. And then this just shits all over that. Like, it says, no, from the beginning, we're going to do it right. It's going to be action-oriented. We're going to care about plot, and we're going to give you a formidable bad guy. Like, every episode just makes me disgusted. Like, I think back to what a freaking doofus the Shredder was in the first one. Like, sometimes he was cool, but man, I was just like, wow. So season 4, I'm done. When did you say that they kind of lost their way, Greg?
End of season 5.
All right, good. And plenty of episodes to enjoy. So
season 5 was never actually released on TV. It was a DVD only series. They made
really?
it. Yeah, they made all of season 5, and then the numbers were slipping, so they decided to jump right into season 6, which was the flash forward, where they jump forward in time.
Oh God, that's right.
Which is kind of crappy. It gets better as it goes, but it's never good, and it's never great. It's not nearly as good as it used to be. There are some funny little moments where they have to get the futuristic versions of their weapons, which they get out of basically a machine that kind of imagines there are weapons into existence. And so like Leo gets tech swords, and they all get tech versions, and then Mikey comes out in this mecha suit of armor. Like in this giant mech suit, which then falls apart because even though he imagined it, he didn't know how it worked, so it disintegrates. So he has to get nunchucks. But so that was kind of funny.
Okay, speaking of like,
sorry. Did someone hum? Oh, sorry. No, sorry. I heard a noise.
Crazy. No,
that's right.
Space. One of the most fantastic episodes they had was there was like this time. I think it was like some kind of Time Lord. For some reason or another, they got blasted across dimensions, and like they each had like their own adventures there. Like Raphael ended up on some place that was like Red Line, where it's like an alien race across an alien landscape.
Yep.
And then Donatello got blasted to a post-apocalyptic future where the Shredder took over, and it was amazing. I mean, like you see all these darker versions of the Turtles, like was it 30 years in the future, something like that, and they go all out, and like in the end, like they kill the future Shredder. It was astounding what they did. Like with death, they didn't care. There's a final showdown between Karai and April O'Neil, and April O'Neil has a missile launcher. And I don't want to spoil it. It doesn't turn out too well for Karai. And damn, it was so good, and they keep on rocking it. Like I just didn't know. I'm so late to the party, and I'm just so glad that I made it, because this is up there. Like, I'll put this, like, I want to say it's as good as Gargoyles and Batman and Avatar, but, you know, if it shows up, what do you think it is or isn't?
No. It's good, but
That's a pretty strong claim.
I know it's a pretty strong claim, but for me, like, it's got Doctor Who levels of enjoyment for me because it sets up a basic concept and allows you to do any fucking thing you want with it, and it's so much fun. Like one episode, you'll have space galactic adventure. The next episode, time travel adventure. Next episode, gang related adventure. Next episode, mystical martial art adventure, and it all just works in this world that they created, and it's just. I love it, and that's why I'm going to put it close to the great ones. Like the only reason why that I guess like one would not say that is as great as them because it never grabs your heart. Like it's always like, oh my god, that was fantastic. But like Avatar, dude, I got a little dusty at the end of that one. And Gargoyles, that's just like poetic sometimes, and Batman, that was like the first one to bring it into, feeling like art. But the fun factor that I'm getting out of TMNT 2003 is just, I don't think it should be downplayed whatsoever. That was just so many good things I could say about so many episodes. And like there was like an episode where they threw down with Cthulhu.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fuck?
Sold.
I watched that episode 3 times, and like the ending is horror movie ending.
Okay,
Damn.
I will say this: season 5 is going to go in a very different direction. It's still good. I still totally dig it, but and you know what? Turtles in Time is watchable. Not Turtles in Time. Flash Forward. Turtles in Time was the movie. Flash Forward is still.
Turtles in Time was a video game. The movie was just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Common mistake, though.
My apologies.
Ding. Wink. Anyway.
But I totally forgot the point I was trying to make at the start of the sentence now.
So
right out of my head. But yeah, the one that's after that, the Back to the Sewers, I've heard mixed things about it. I've not seen it myself. But it's okay. It's not too bad. I just put a photo in the chat below. That's me and the guy who did the voice of Leonardo in the 2003.
Nice.
Yeah.
That photo again.
Oh man.
He's
so like you're about to punch the camera.
There's a name that. Sorry.
I was gonna say that guy when he was at like this Australian the show down here called Supernova. And when he was down here, he was doing a panel, and he said that when one of them is sick or something, the other guys can do the voices. And I was like, someone's like, what do you mean? He said, well, we all got so good at doing each other's turtles, and he sat there and did all 4 turtles. And if he had told me he was the voice of all of them for the entire series, I'd have believed him. Like, he did a flawless Donatello, flawless Michelangelo, flawless Raphael, as well as Leo.
And so, like, sometimes during the series, they're doing each other's voices?
Yeah, like for little bits. Like, let's say that
Cool.
Mike has recorded all his lines, and they realize they need to change something, but he's not there that day, and the guy who plays Leo he will just do the voice for that line, and vice versa, and, swap it around. So I'm really bummed that he's not the voice of Leo in the new series.
What another thing I've been noticing about the series is that all the best episodes are written by a guy named Christopher Yost, who I've become a huge fan of.
Yes.
And I remember that he's also one of the guys who's been writing the best episodes of Avengers.
Yes.
Which season 1. I'm not sure if he's still in season 2.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Yeah. So Christopher Yost. I love that guy, and I hope I get to meet him someday. And I can't find him on Facebook, so that sucks. But yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles having a lot of fun. Comic books. I haven't gotten into the new IDW comic book because I'm waiting for the trade paperback. But while I was in the comic book store getting Transformers, I saw that they have a new colorized edition of the very first issue of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I picked that up and loved it. Like the art is just kind of the word I'm looking for is kludgy and kind of like rough, but like it's just it feels like I'm seeing an artifact of that time. Like the way things are just done and written are in such a 90s extreme gritty way.
Well,
And
80s, but yes.
oh, dude, oh yeah, that's right. Came out before the cartoon. So yeah,
Just a bit before.
it's fantastic to see like the turtles just mad as hell, like unforgiving, fucking killers. Even
they
like,
kill Shredder at the end of the first book.
yes, so I'm like, they get in their first gang fight. I'm waiting, like, I'm reading, expecting them to take him apart and leave him, broken and whatever. But then they're like, saying things like, some dude says, we can cut him, and like, one of the turtles says, yes, we can bleed, and so can you. And then like that frame is just red blood spraying, and you're like, oh my god. And like, yeah, like it was also cool that they go through the series, and like not series, it was this issue, and the whole point is Splinter's like, yeah, I trained you because I want you to kill Shredder. Simple. Like, nothing like, I need you to take down his organization, I need you to stop him, he's doing specifically something bad, we need to make sure he doesn't get done. They're like, no, that guy is an asshole, and he killed my master, and I want you to fucking kill his ass. And they're like, okay, let's do this shit. And they roll out, and they fucking kill his ass. Like, because there's even a moment, it happened in the 80s, so there's a moment where I feel like they're gonna go, you're not worth it, man. But they're like, no, we're just going to give you a chance so we can kill you. And it's just awesome. Yeah, it was a fantastic read. My friends on Facebook got a little mad at me because it's in color, which I don't think there was really a problem. Like, I don't feel like I'm missing much from the experience seeing it in color. And, yeah.
It's not as, like, jarring as, say, like, colorizing, like, Casablanca or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Seems like a comic book.
I actually had, for a long time, I had a lot of the original Mirage comics. I had the first probably close to 10 years of it. And it went in some weird directions. By the end of it, Earth is like the universe knows about Earth and Earth knows about aliens. And so aliens are just wandering around Earth freely. And, like Mikey has a girlfriend who turns out to be a princess, an alien princess and stuff, and it's a very different sort of show. Splinter dies of old age.
Weird.
Yeah, like it was a great thing, and then we had a fire years ago, and I lost a stack of comics, including all my Turtle stuff. So I haven't read it in a long time, but it was a great series back in its day.
Yeah, and like I'm starting to see like, and what was awesome was the same day that I read this and read this origin story was the same day that I watched the cartoon's origin story of Hamato Yoshi, and I thought that was really cool. Like, I was like, they almost like I'm watching it, the cartoon, they're following the comic, and and then there's aliens, and then there's secret organizations, and it was beautiful to see how they jumped from the comic book origin into like their own rich universe that they created with the Utrons and the Shredder and
the 2003 series was a really good mix between the original 80s goofiness and the 80s goofiness of the show and the goofiness of the like the silliness of the cartoon. It was this really great sort of hybrid of the two.
And yeah. Let's see. Quickly, I got 3 other things to go through, and that should be it. Like I was going to say, did I say it out loud? That I pre-ordered 2 Storm Shadows from G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Nope. Yeah, you did.
Okay, yeah. I got one that's a Sneak Attack, Storm Shadow, where he's got this badass looking trench coat, sword, and what looks like a pretty rad jetpack. So the picture of him, I got him off, pre-ordered him off Big Bag Toy Store. The picture would not let me go. Like I was I started pre-ordering him, and I was like, wait, nah, I really don't need it, and maybe I'll get it later, and whatever. And then my picture's like just staring at me still. I'm like, okay, well maybe I should. All right, I pre-ordered it. Fine, whatever. Like I'll live. I'll just eat a cheaper lunch, maybe for a couple days, and that'll justify it. Then the other one is a Storm Shadow that has a bow, because I also just found a 3 3/4 inch Ultimate Avengers Hawkeye, so I can finally finish out my lineup of my custom Avengers. Hawkeye was the only person missing, and I figured out from your podcast, Craig, why I couldn't find myself a Hawkeye, because apparently he doesn't sell very well, or something like that.
Which one? The original Marvel Legends one?
Yeah. Oh, no, wait.
Marvel Universe or Marvel Legends?
Yeah, Marvel Universe. There's a guy on your podcast saying how much he liked Hawkeye, and how the Hawkeye just didn't sell, and that to try to make him sell, they made Dark Hawkeye, which I don't want that.
Yeah, that was kind of in the comics, yeah.
Yeah, so finally I got myself a Hawkeye, but Ultimate Avengers Hawkeye does not have a bow, so hopefully the Storm Shadow that I'm getting, his bow will work, and then I'll have my Avengers, and I'll have my Storm Shadows, and life will be good. Have you pre-ordered any Retaliation?
I've got a fan has just sent me something which I suspect will be a Dragonhawk, because he's like, I know you like planes, I've sent you something, and he's a Joe guy, so I'm guessing I'm getting a new Dragonhawk. I ordered a bunch of, I think only 3 of the G.I. Joe Troopers, but I want to get a couple more of them. Other than that, a lot of what I wanted was in the second wave and on, so, which we're not getting until next year now.
I mean, what is in the second that you wanted?
What was in the second? I gotta remember who was in what wave. I know I wanted the Lady J, I wanted the Flint, I wanted the Roadblock from the second wave, I wanted the Snake Eyes from the second wave. I haven't decided if I'm gonna get a movie Storm Shadow or not, because I really like the classics Storm Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the Jinx, the movie version of Jinx.
Yes.
There's a Crimson Guardsman who's a part of the movie wave later on, who I really liked. I want to get a bunch of them. I feel like I'm missing someone, but I can't think who it is. The Joe Colton, the Bruce Willis figure. I'll probably end up getting that one as well. Although I customized a Joe Colton figure ages ago based on his comic appearance, but I wouldn't mind getting that one. So, I mean, I sort of plan to get a basic run of the movie figures, but only one of each in sort of a good set. So the second Roadblock is way better, the second Snake Eyes is way better, so I'm just going to wait and get all those ones. And then there's the dollar store figures that are out, and I really want the Storm Shadow of that. I've scored a Shipwreck. I only wanted Shipwreck and Storm Shadow, and I'm still having trouble getting Storm Shadow, so hopefully I'll be able to nail it.
Cool. All right, last 2 things that I can go through really quickly because I haven't gone too deeply into them, but Mass Effect 3, got that. Been playing it. It's pissed me off because I lost a character already that apparently nobody else lost, except my friends.
Who did you lose?
Ashley.
How?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not afraid to spoil it because F them and what they did to me. Like, you hit space and like you get all these emails, and one of them's like, "Oh shit, dude, we got hostage situation. They're gonna fucking kill these kids. You gotta get over there quick." I'm like, "Oh, I'm on my way." And then like I also get an email like, "Oh my god, the attacking giant monster robot things. They're fucking us up on this front. We need to push them back." And I'm like, "I'm gonna be there. I just gotta get these kids first." And they also get emails saying, "Hey, Ashley's sick in the hospital. Maybe you should, just she's not conscious yet, but just checking in on her." I'm like, "Well, I'll do that right after I help save some lives, all right?" And so I saved some lives, and then like apparently I missed the 2 opportunities that I was supposed to go visit her in the hospital. And because I didn't visit her in the hospital while she was unconscious, while I was saving lives across the galaxy, that negated my ability to talk her down from my having to shoot her.
Huh.
So, yeah, even though you're getting emails and it seems like it's really important that you go save some lives, it's not. That's not time sensitive, apparently. Apparently what's time sensitive is visiting your friends when they ask you to come visit them. And ever since then, every time I get an email from someone say, "Hey, you want to go for a drink real quick?" I'm like, "I'm on my way. I'll be right there." Everything else can fucking wait. Like, trying to explode. I'm like, yeah. You guys, I'll be there in a second, but I had to visit my friend for a drink because I wanted to fucking die.
Talk about guilt trip.
Yeah.
Oh, my,
And, like,
I didn't even know that was possible. Wow, that's really funny.
It is. There are two.
Did you visit her in the hospital?
Oh, sorry.
Craig first?
On my first tour, I had Caden, so I went and visited him. Yeah.
Mike, did you visit her?
I visited her first, but like I just did a thing where like I actively sought out the worst possible ending in the game, and I succeeded beyond my wildest dreams. You guys, it was slight spoilers, but who cares? Right, whatever. Caden shot. What was it? Miranda didn't warn her about.
Wait! No more. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't get that far. I don't want to be spoiled.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Crud. I didn't know if you'd already played through. Okay, but yeah.
The reason why I gave that up was like, that is an unfair thing that they had in the game. Like, how are you supposed to know that visiting someone in the hospital is time sensitive, but a hostage situation is not time sensitive? You jerks.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, visiting him in the hospital doesn't affect it. It's just, it depends on, there's one critical factor, and there's a certain survivor from the second game. And if they made it through the suicide mission to that moment, that decides whether or not you can talk either Caden or Ashley out of it.
No, it doesn't, because I got no casualties through my second playthrough.
Well, that's really weird then, because
I read up on it, and it says like, yeah, dude, when they say go visit her in the hospital, go fucking visit her. Also, part of it is well, I know that's definitely another part of it.
You mentioned Ashley's line that she's like, he didn't come visit me. He doesn't like me anymore. But if he doesn't like me, what have I got to live for? But if Shepard doesn't like me...
Well, I wouldn't... Ashley is that insecure anyways, so yeah, she'd probably think that.
Part of what I'm letting go...
There, I said it.
I almost want to play over the, I played maybe 17 hours. I almost want to replay that just so I can get her back, because I don't want any casualties. But I have to keep reminding myself that it's just a game, and they aren't real, and it doesn't actually matter. And
yeah, trust me, that's a good attitude to keep as you keep playing the game.
And then I'm also justifying like saying, well, let's just pretend that it's a bad episode of 24. You know, like there's a
good episode of 24.
There are plenty of good episodes, but they have done some really stupid shit. Like there's a similar, almost exact situation where Jack Bauer has one of his friends pull a gun on him for no really good reason whatsoever. And Jack Bauer's like, dude, what do you fucking do? Put your gun down. And they're like, nope. And then Jack Bauer has to shoot him. And
have you been watching Touch?
Touch?
Yeah, Touch is a new show that he's in. And he's playing a completely different character to Jack Bauer. But every time anyone does anything near him, I'm like, you better watch out, man. He will fuck you up.
In other news, my friend is working with Kiefer Sutherland's daughter on a film. I just found that out today.
Nice.
Oh wait. Forget I said that. Anyway. So anyway, maybe I should bleep that.
As I say, hey John, edit that out.
It's probably not a big deal. Anyway, so the other thing I've been kicking on is finally was the 3 episodes that HON fan subs, was it? I forget what they're called. Like that they dropped the fan sub of Akibaranger.
Oh wow!
And what are they called? Because you guys, the people listening, you guys should hit up their Hikari Senshi WordPress account. Hikari Senshi is the fan subgroup doing it. And they've dropped the first 3 episodes, and they're going to go dark until they complete all of the episodes. And the first 3 were fantastic. I loved it.
I can't wait.
Like, just beautiful, old-school Japanese filming techniques, and, like, ninjas. Just, they did it so right, and it's hard for me to go into too much more detail.
It's on such delicious crack. I mean... 1994 was the year where everyone was like, okay, guess what, guys? Kamen Rider is Ultraman. Ultraman's in a computer. Sentai are ninjas. And we're going to have a show called Blue SWAT, which is going to have nothing to do with SWAT because we're going to have, no, don't get me started on Blue SWAT. Just Oh.
But have you guys seen Gokaigers?
Nope. Sorry.
Nope.
When I was a kid, I was not a fan of that show. Then I watched it years later when I got out of my weeaboo phase, and I love it.
Yeah, loving it. And then I hit the internet trying to see if I could find some toys. And they're like, yeah, if you want to spend $550 on a...
Keith, that was 1994.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not spending $550 on your...
Don't worry, they'll do a figure out of it, and you can buy the red one at retail, and the other ones will cost you a fortune when you buy them on...
Well, actually, no, that might be a good thing, because then we could buy the Bear Bus again, and I would gladly buy the Bear Bus, because it flies.
My problem with that is, like, I way prefer... They have these, like, ninja costumes that they wear, and then they turn into the Ranger form. And I put the ninja costume figures and their changer and
the Dodo changer. Yeah,
that's pretty pimp.
That was the funnest thing ever. I mean, all
right. So that is what I've been geeking on, and since I've been drinking Dragon's Milk this entire podcast, I need
Dragon's Milk.
Woo! This episode brought to you by Dragon's Milk.
Ding.
Holland's Brewery. Dragon's Milk. Is there a ding every time? Anyway.
No, it was just random.
Cool. All right, and that's it for the first part of our podcast. So we're going to take a break and come back on the other side to do our review of Gokaiger versus Gavan. See you on the other side.
Woot woot.
Toonami may contain mature material some viewers may not find suitable.
Welcome to the televised revolution. As we drift through outer space aboard the absolution. With time back in active duty as captain in charge of bringing superior anime action. Yeah, Toonami's back, bitches. To celebrate time's return to television.
Toonami's back, bitches, and we've got an all-new lineup. Bleach kicks things off at midnight, followed by Dead Man Wonderland at 12:30, Casher and Sins at 1. Next, it's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood at 1:30, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Second Gig at 2, and Cowboy Bebop brings us to a close at 2:30. Then we flip the switch, start the whole thing over again at 3 a.m. with a bang. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Are you as stoked about it as I am?
And here we are on the other side to do our review of Gokaiger versus Gavan. I'm not sure if there's a more elaborate title like they usually do, but is that the title?
No, that's it. It's just Gokaiger versus Gavan, the movie.
They kept it simple.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Since you're the big fan, Mike, do you have a lot of notes that we might be able to follow, or should we follow my notes or whatever?
Let's start with you, and then I'll come in and freak everyone out, because I've got a lot to say about this.
Cool. Let's see. Overall, for myself, I think that the movie was only all right. I expected something a lot more blasting, explosive, epic, because I love seeing like the old guys come back, and this was cool to see him. And to his credit, is he old? Because he kicked ass.
Oh yeah, he's like one of the prime members of like the Japan Action Club back in the day.
Mm-hmm. I did not expect him to have such extended non-Henshin fighting sequences. Oops, I said that.
Non-Henshin.
Yeah, unmorphed fighting sequences. And he was a badass. So I love that part. But while I was watching, I was like thinking, what is missing? And I was like, oh wait, like I'm sorry, but Koichi Sakamoto, that guy can shoot a freaking movie and make every hit just explode. So the first fight between Gavan and Gokaigers, not as badass as I would have thought. What do you guys think of the opening?
Well, I agree with you that I think the first fight is certainly the weakest. I think they got better as they went along. Mm-hmm. Overall, I actually really dug the film. I thought it's probably, I think, one of the best of the Gokaiger films. I liked it more than 199 Heroes. I enjoyed 199 Heroes, but I felt like this one was a bit more focused and more streamlined. I really dug I thought the fight sequences towards the end were much better. But if we're just talking about the opening, I agree that first fight feels very much like a look how cool Gavan is fight.
Yeah.
And it worked. I mean, Gavan is cool.
And I'm fine with that even, but like the fight it seemed easy for Gavan. Like, I didn't feel like he had to go all out to take them down, and
he steamrolled them.
Yeah. And
well, considering who he's going up against, I mean, come on now.
Like, yeah, I'm all for like the seasoned veteran being treated like he is the Top Gun badass, but it was more like the fight action choreography and how it was shot that didn't make me feel like it was like, you know, this team of crack badasses and taking on like a king badass. It just seemed like it was a little weak when it came to the opening fight sequence. Let's see. Oh, and like also, I thought it was kind of weird that like when he steps up to them, they say that they're innocent. Like,
yeah, I was a bit confused by that too. Well, they are pirates, but I think they say early on in the series too that they're pirates, but they're in the sense that their version of what a pirate is and what a pirate is are very, very different.
Yeah, I know they don't kill like innocent people, but I'm pretty sure like I thought they were like they seem similar to the One Piece pirates, where like they're good people, but they kind of grin at the crimes that they've done because they're proud of them and they steal. And I thought that's
they only commit crimes against Zanyak.
Okay.
Well, I guess Luca was a thief beforehand, but since being Gokaigers, they only commit crimes against Zanyak, and so the wanted rewards and all that sort of stuff is all because Zanyak wants them dead, not because they've actually committed the sort of crimes that would warrant that sort of thing. Certainly not something that Gavan would consider a crime.
Okay.
Obviously, by the time the ending, he realizes that, but their version of piracy is very. To them, a pirate is someone who does what they want.
Mm-hmm.
That's not so much what the real definition of a pirate is.
It just seemed like the Gokaiger pirates have often acted a lot like the One Piece pirates, and it was just really weird to hear them say like, "We're innocent," when as opposed to what they normally seem like they did, where they're like, "Yeah, we fucking did it. What are you gonna do about it?" Because Gokaigers, we don't back down.
Well, to be fair, it was Ahim who said we didn't do it. And Ahim is very much the one who, of them, would say it.
Okay. Do you guys have any notes on the opening?
Nick, do you want to go first? Because I imagine Mike's is going to be very elaborate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm holding back. That is why I'm holding back.
I thought it was an alright opening. It got the story out of the way, introduced the characters quickly. As Keith said, the fight's not the greatest fight I've ever seen, and the Gokaigers were a little out of character, but it was alright. It got everything sorted, established who everybody was, and did it quickly.
Alright.
Actually, before we do one weird thing, did anyone else think it was weird that they're like, hey, there's tall buildings up ahead, let's use them for cover? And I'm like,
yes,
what about the people?
For them, you know?
Okay.
We're pirates, man. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, we're innocent.
Yeah, we're innocent.
I noticed that too. I was like, okay, there are probably people who are now dead in those buildings, but I guess shit's crazy. What are you gonna do?
Just needed a quick scene of you needed a quick scene of Don going, wow, it's nighttime. I sure hope those guys have gone home. All right, shoot them.
Or
Japan, man. If you work in a skyscraper, you're taking your life in your own hands.
Actually,
It's getting knocked over and blown up all the time.
That fight took place in the abandoned school warehouse district, so no worries.
This Mayweather from Lightspeed Rescue just shows up. Everyone was evacuated at the last second. No one was hurt.
Beautiful. All right, so Mike, what are your notes?
Oh my. Okay, that first fight. Okay, you have to understand. There are three Tokusatsu movies in recent years that have left me grinning from ear to ear within the first few minutes. One of them was Karate Robo Sabogar, which was amazing, and I can't wait to buy that on DVD. Another was Megamax. And then this was also kind of in the top three, because the first fight, I expected Gavan to curb stomp them, because it's like, okay, really think about this. Okay, he brought out Dolgiron like right away, because after all, they have a ship that has like limitless mech potential, and these are the people who like this is like the most broken Sentai like force ever, because again, they can summon anything and everything. So of course, Gavan's going to bring out his A game, but at the same time, I am so glad that he curb stomped them, because it's like, I mean. Yes, the choreography was lacking because Gavan was beating the snot out of him. He didn't have a chance to really go crazy. I mean, it's like he's going in with method. He's going to be like, okay, I need to shut this down fast. But at the same time, I mean, he had to make it believable for the trap to work, which is why, there's that, you guys were talking about, the innocence and all that. And plus, he even flat out mentioned that as of, I think it was episode 3 of Gokaiger, where like Deca just came out and said, "Hey, guess what? All of the charges against them are false."
That's right. Yeah.
It's like because they mentioned that. So yeah, but then again, considering that it was for an elaborate trap, they still went through with it anyways. But I love that opening fight. Like the moment like he winked at the camera, like my 12-year-old self freaked out. I'm like, "Welcome back, Kenji. We missed you."
Can we get some background as to how you know Gavin and how like you're a fan of the series?
Gavan was one of the shows that when I was just getting into the fandom, like I found out about, latched on immediately and loved it to death. It kind of came about. Well, blame VR Troopers, but because it was around the time, like all of a sudden I discovered, like, wait a minute, Power Rangers footage is coming from Japan, and then I saw episode 38 of Die Ranger, and suddenly everything was just broken for me, and I started just devouring this stuff left and right. So then on a whim, I somehow got into like the French Tokusatsu fandom. I think it was because of France 5, and I was discovering all these different things that had happened. Like, oh hey, they got like Bioman and Live Man and Turbo Ranger out there, and so on. But then I discovered Gavan as a result of that, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, this is so cool. And then
how'd you get the episodes?
It was either like I'd either download them from like various websites. Actually, a couple of French websites, they would upload episodes before like the camera started cracking down. Or I lucked out years later and I bought the 2-part Hong Kong box set of the entire series of Gavan. I need to get Sharvan and Scheider yet, but I still have that box set. I'm probably going to break it out and watch it after this review because it's one of the best shows ever. But, I've been a long time fan of Gavan, so when I found out about this movie happening, at first I thought it was a really vicious rumor, and I'm like, I don't want to believe it. and because it's just so implausible. I mean, the last time we had a Metal Hero revival was Zydo, and that was a total train wreck. Yeah. And I'm sorry, there are people out there like, oh, it was a good show. No, you are on total smack, and I want to know who your dealer is, because apparently that stuff will send you to the moon and back. Because there's no way you can watch that show and tell me that it is marginally entertaining. Zydo, by the way, is I guess unofficial yet official Philippines remake or sequel of Scheider, which is just look it up on Google. It's god awful. I gave it a terrible review in Otaku USA. But yeah, so when this came out, I'm like, this is either going to be really good or this is going to be a train wreck that's going to break my heart. Please be good. Please be good. And then it turned out to be amazing.
I'll say that I was impressed that, and glad that Gavan won. Like, I was expecting the bullshit, Marvel DC kind of thing where, they fight and no one gains any ground and then they both stop for some reason because neither of them can win, and then
that's how a lot of those things went out. I mean, I think that was it Gingaman versus Go-Go 5 went down like that because it's like they kept fighting and then Go-Go 5 couldn't work because, oh no, yeah, like anything that's not magical is gonna work against these guys. Because there's that. But I feel like this is established, like this reminded everyone, it's like, okay, Gavan is a force to be reckoned with. I mean, and to bear in mind, this is from a universe where there's a guy who has a ship that turns into a robot and a giant gun. Okay? And people are like, that's incredibly implausible. Okay, it is a ship that turns into a giant gun. Right?
That's not implausible. It apparently happens. I mean, we see it right there on film.
I don't
yeah,
understand how you can watch Tokusatsu and say to something, that's implausible. Like, if you're watching Tokusatsu, you either accept it or you don't.
Exactly. I mean, there are people who are like, no, it's serious drama, you guys. And I'm like, watch Stronger. Just Spider-Man, seriously. Like, it's not all serious, you guys. It tries to be, but it fails miserably.
Yeah, I was really glad that they actually had a resolution. Like, once the fight was over, I was like, cool. Like, you know, the old dude who has seen 1,000 battles and survived took down the new upstarts. But, like I said, like, my main problem was that it wasn't Koichi Sakamoto directing it. And so, like, therefore, like, you know, what I wanted was, like, a clash of the Titans.
Well, see, if you were gonna do that, they would have to bring Charvan and Scheider back into the mix. Good luck with Scheider, which was the basis for Ryan's second suit in VR Troopers. Good luck with that, because the actor who played him actually died. The actor who played Charvan, though, was in an episode of Kamen Rider Double, which is actually the arc that everyone hates, the Heavens Tornado. You know, the episode that, like, you skip every time you do a rewatch. But no, like, Hiroshi Watari is still pretty fit. I mean, he was even in Wecker Signa. And, because he played the other, like, the mentor in there.
Okay.
But it's like, if they wanted to do a clash, they had to bring all three of them in. But no, like,
when I mean clash, I meant that, the action choreography would have been just, you know, explosively off the chain. And
if it was Kenji Ohba and Koichi Sakamoto, the world would have blown up, or there would have been a huge crater somewhere in Japan.
Yep, that's what I wanted in the first clash. So that's my only problem. Like, yeah, that's the problem. Otherwise, like I said, I'm glad they didn't go with the cop out. Well, we both won the fight. Nope. Gavan.
Then they both end up going to the same headquarters afterwards, like, wait a minute, I don't accept this, and then the plot unfolds, which is like how several Versus specials unfolded. But no, that first fight left me so satisfied.
Okay. Let's see, the next thing I was on my notes is that after the fight they go to the stadium, which, is that the same stadium as the Fourze movie and then later Decade?
I think so.
It's the same as the Decade
like
one. Yeah, I haven't seen the Fourze movie, but it's the same as the Decade one.
Cool. It's kind of cool to see that place again. And, like, more and more, I'm noticing, like, while I watch more and more Tokusatsu, I'm noticing more and more, like, locations being reused. Like, there's a staircase that they seem to love to use in Tokusatsu, which, you know, is understandable, because, you know, like, I guess Japan isn't, I guess wherever they're shooting in Japan, they only have a limited amount of places they can go. So it's just kind of cool, like, I'm starting to recognize places.
Yeah, well, actually, no, I'm looking that up right now, because, okay, what they used in Fourze, that was the Ajinomoto Stadium, and the dome doesn't close up all the way. Well, yeah, the dome doesn't close up all the way, because they actually shot that scene at night when they did it in Paradise Lost. So I think it is definitely the one they used for a decade.
The next note I have is, I always love it whenever heroes use their morphed weapons unmorphed. And, Gavan pulled a sword on, Marvelous, and that tiny moment right there, just seeing him hold it, just like, I love that moment. And, after that, my two notes are, the old guy's still tough! The old guy's a badass! Because, wow! Dude, he laid waste, and like I said, like, I'm like, you know, he's up there in age, so if he wants to have a stunt man, or if he wants to transform right away, I understand, dude. Like, I can't do that. He's like, I can still do that, and yeah, his action sequence wasn't even like a quick exchange, so that, like, you know, the old guy can get some rest and then transform. It was scene after scene after scene of him jumping, kicking, just wow. I was very impressed.
This guy looks at Sean Connery as like, you're a pussy in your old age.
Yes.
Pretty much. Do not mess with Kenji Ohba. That man is a legend.
Then I was disappointed, which I guess later in the movie solves the problem, because, like, he transformed without doing an arm swingy thing, and I was like, does Gavan not have an arm swingy thing? Because that's one of my favorite things ever in all of Tokusatsu Power Rangers.
like memorizing an arm swingy thing.
I like that you've got the technical name for it down pat.
Arm swingy thing.
Is there a term for that?
Yeah, it's just a Henshin pose, basically. It just counts as a blanket term for that.
Henshin pose. Anyway, the arm swingy thing. There you go.
Arm swingy thing. Yeah.
So yeah, like
he did that in the show a lot, though. I mean, he did that in the show on a regular basis. Like in the original. I mean, there's a part where a guy is like going to shoot him at point blank range, and the thing is that the whole arm wavy thing. That's like an ID thing, but he's so fast that he does that like that quickly, and that allows him to transform. So like whenever he does that, so it's like quick, like he'll get shot, he'll catch the bullet, like he'll say the phrase "get shot," catch the bullet as Gavan, and drop it, and then the narrator reveals that in the time it took for the guy to pull the trigger and fire, he managed to do the entire pose, transform, and stop the bullet.
Yeah, that's what happened at the end of this movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I was glad that we actually got to see that. Let's see. The next thing is it was they're showing that Marvelous seemed to recognize Gavan after a while, and I was wondering, like, at the time I was like, so is he looking at him because he knows Gavan, or does Gavan kind of remind him of Akka Red? Did anybody else notice that, or?
Well, he knows Gavan.
Yeah, eventually you figure that out, but at the moment, like that.
No, like.
I just figured it was something to come up. I didn't really think about it.
Right.
And then the next one I have is that Bosco. He's such an asshole. I love it. Like, he doesn't show up for too long, but like I can't remember what the moment was, but like his reveal was he was like sitting in the bleachers, just being a dick, and I miss that guy. He's so much fun to watch him perform. Let's see. Do you have any notes on the throwdown in the stadium, Mike, or anybody else?
I was impressed by the amount of wire work they were able to get the old guy to do. Because generally they try not to put older people into the wire works, because it's very strenuous, even compared to fighting. But he was doing, he's like jumping around and kicking ass, and his fighting style is brutal. He's like, punching people while they're on the ground, and like it was just such a step up from the previous fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also like that part where Marvelous is looking at him and the Gokaigers Henshin behind him. I just thought that was a cool little scene. Like, we didn't need to have them doing the pose and everything, and from the front they can do that. It doesn't have to be center frame all the time. I just thought that was cool a little bit.
And my next note is Guy, better late than never. Like, they would have died. The guy did not make it in time.
If I could just to go a little broad on Guy in the show I was always very hit or miss with, but I felt that really in this, Guy was like annoying. Like he was Yuki. He was either, kicking ass, which is fine. I guess that's not like Yuki. Or he was like on the speed. It's like he was having like a constant fangasm. I'm surprised he could stand.
I wanted to slap him, to be honest. I'm like, how could you not know about these guys? It's like everything else, and Legend War happened, and I'm pretty sure that like even though they did like all the dimension hopping, that I don't know, it's a weird fan thing. Like, how could you know about the Sentai side of it, but you don't know about the Space Sheriffs, whatever.
Well, they didn't have the car attachment, so maybe they hadn't done the dimension jumping yet.
Well, what I mean, like, with Gavan, and, well, just with the Space Sheriff and Space Sheriff shows in general, there's always dimension hopping. Like, because the formula shows, okay, evil plot, guy shows up, transforms, they fight, and then usually the villain's like, okay, you know what, we need the advantage, send him to Maku space, or send him to the strange realm, and the monster gets a power-up. So, like, usually, I mean, I understand usually, like, they'd vanish into that dimension, so you wouldn't know as much about them, but, I mean, when you see a giant flying space dragon, saving the Japanese peninsula from, like, flaming oil tankers, in the second episode of Gavan. I mean, you'd think that like somebody would have taken note, but I don't know. It's just a fan observation.
So, then there's the flashback that explains how Marvelous knows Gavan, and I once again I was a little underwhelmed because like what I was expecting, Gavan's such an epic character, and Marvelous has been so influenced by epic heroes. So what I was expecting was that we'd see a flashback of Gavan and Red fighting back to back at one point in time, and just some random adventure or whatever where they were fighting together, and like Marvelous would see his hero respecting another hero, and that would be like a really strong connection he'd have to this guy. Like, oh my god, like one of my heroes, and whatever. Instead, it was I felt it was simple and weak. Like it was just a freighter is exploding, and Gavan saved him. And I was like, I wanted something, because Gokaiger's pretty good at weaving together, the universe. So I was expecting that. What everybody else feel about the flashback and reveal of how he knows?
I felt the same way you did. It was a little weak. I was hoping for a fight or something, but he's a little kid. That's what they're going with. That's what they're going with.
Mm-hmm.
I did find that one part hilarious where he's climbing down the ladder, and the explosion so powerful hits the ship that the guy standing next to him gets flung over the railing to his death. But the little kid climbing the ladder, perfectly fine.
Whoops.
It didn't bother me. I guess I kind of like it when there's different facets to the universe. So I mean, having it tied in to the same thing, I would have been like, space is a big place. Does everyone just know each other? So I got it.
That's my big complaint about Star Wars. Anyway, keep going.
What, that everyone knows each other, or that they don't know each other?
And like the whole galaxy can only be saved by the same 5 people. But
well,
right,
I guess I can see that. Now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, right, yeah. I actually kind of dug, because when Marvelous starts to remember, like, if it had been something where it was adult Marvelous fighting with Red and this guy, he would have remembered him more. Whereas if it's a little kid, it explains why it's not like a solid, oh yeah, I remember this vividly, and it also explains why Gavan doesn't remember him. Like, if he'd been an adult guy working with Red and Marvelous, he would have been like, hey, Marvelous, I don't need to hunt you down. I remember that you're a good guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like, I guess, like, the way I was reading it was, that, it was more of a duel of, occupations. Like, I'm coming to take you down. No, you're not taking me down. And it wasn't that they didn't remember each other. It was more of a, there's no time up to this point for us to acknowledge that we've, like, rolled in the past for, like, maybe a weekend or something like that. And then he begins to remember, like, the epic moments that, Red respects Gavan, and he's like, oh my god, this is, like, my other surrogate father, or something like that. But yeah, I just wanted something a little more involved in the mythos, as opposed to kind of a random save off in a corner that didn't do anything with anything else. But like you said, that's a very good point. Like, I have the huge problem with the Star Wars universe when it's only about Skywalkers, and you have a planet alone has a lot of people on it and can have a lot of different heroes. So when you have, like, something in space as a galaxy-wide population and the same people keep running into each other, that is kind of dumb. So
right,
I can respect that.
Well, that's the argument that people have always made for, like, why didn't they change Luke's name to something other than Skywalker as his surname? And if Darth Vader's out there and could potentially find him, it's because Tatooine's a backwater and they weren't looking for him. So,
Damn. Yeah, didn't notice that actually, just until now.
Yeah,
might want to give him a different last name. Nah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Who has phone books in the Star Wars universe?
And this is why I like reading the Old Republic comic books, because no Skywalkers whatsoever, and they recognize that in a galaxy full of people, you can do whatever you want, and a lot of people do it. So okay. So even though I'm glad, I guess I'm glad they didn't connect them to Akared, I would have just preferred something a little more. I hate using the word epic. I've using it way too much this episode, I feel. But something more...
Drinking game.
Yeah. I just wanted something more... grand.
Oh, now you can't use that one anymore.
Well, I can use it. I just can't overuse it.
No, I like the idea that every time you use a superlative, you have to then... you have to then like cut it out of your lexicon. So now you used awesome and what was the other one? Oh, grand and epic. Right, so grand and epic are out. So the rest of this episode you can't say them. You've got to keep coming up with different ways to positively describe what you're watching.
Mike, what did you think of the flashback?
It made sense. Like, I think, as we were talking about, it's like, from a story standpoint, it needed to happen that way, because otherwise it's like, okay, so if Gavan teamed up with, Marvelous at his current age, he'd have to be there in the 80s, but that wouldn't make sense. If that happens, why would they be older? The Super Sentai but then what is white and black and purple and it's like your mind just caves in. It's like, why overcomplicate it? Don't be like Superhero Tyson where time travel is meaningless because as long as you can just replace people. But no, it made sense. Like, I wasn't expecting anything more. Like, the movie has hit every right note up to that point, so where like it makes sense. Everyone's getting their fair amount of screen time. The Gokaigers aren't jobbing anything. It's working. It's fine. And that was just sort of like, even then, it's sort of like, I would say, not like a metaphor, like an allegory to like the fans. It's like, oh, this is the effect that Gavan had on us when we were kids. It's like this guy who's like all alone, but he's fighting this one-man war. And he's just saying, like he's not sad, and if he is sad, he gets over it fast, and he just keeps fighting. And that's happened several times through Gavan, like the series run. I mean, there was a whole episode where he thought he was going to die because of a series of premonitions, and everything. Like, how'd it go? It was like his assistant had kept having these premonitions that he was going to die, and all the little omens were starting to come true. And Gavan's like, okay, then this is going to happen. Then I'm going to do this. So he takes the kids out that he for this daycare thing that he's a part of, takes them to the zoo, buys them nice things, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna do this as long as they're safe and happy. That is all I care about. He Batman's out, and he goes and fights. Well,
he Batman's out.
Well, or he's just like, see ya, and then they don't see him say goodbye, like he just sort of vanishes. But then, yeah, spoiler alert, he survives. He manages to turn it around in a very epic way. I mean, it's like a lion monster with blades, and he beats the crap out of it. So, I mean, what else can you ask for? So, I mean, Gavan is just, he's a very committed guy. He's, brave and, whatever, like encouraging. He is sort of like the bigger, older brother, like the older brother you always wanted. So that scene just sort of drove that point home, and it made us remember that tender side of the character that we'd kind of forgotten about.
Fair enough.
So what you're saying is it was fitting and simple on purpose because we don't need to get him involved in the mythos as much as his effect on children?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, say, something like Go Ranger where it's like, okay, if you're gonna put him in there, you gotta explain A, B, and C. It gets complicated. Like him, it's like he's off in space doing his thing for this one moment. That's all you need.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I'll allow it. Still want something more epic.
I know.
My next note is I like the name Gavin Bootleg, but I wish Bootleg had a human form because it really takes away all the way through to the end. It takes away all the drama that you could get from that fight because it's just a robot, and who gives a fuck? Like, it's also without personality. Like, I would have liked, like, some dude named, Jim or something like that, and he walks in the screen, stroking his chin and being like, "Hey, Gavin, what's up? Remember back in the day when we used to hang out and eat Cheerios together?"
Oh my God, Jim!
Well, they already did that though, kind of. Well, in the original series, there's a guy named Hunter Killer, and he was a space sheriff that turned rogue, and was instrumental in the death of Gavan's father. And so like that's an angle they've already kind of pursued. I mean, even they did a video game a couple how many years ago they did it? It was Space Sheriff Spirits. Mm-hmm. And there's a mysterious a mysterious new guy in an armor running around. And we don't know who he is, but then you find out at the end of it, because, I mean, who really is going to be able to find that game now anyways, that the suit's it's Hunter Killer's his old armor. So I feel like we would have just been retreading old ground if it had turned out to be anything but.
Like, you don't even have to retread that ground. Like, you can do anything. Like, instead of Jim, who was in the academy with him, it's a dude named Dave, who, like, at one point in time, Gavin didn't save the day, and Dave's like, "I hate you, Gavin," and this is his chance to get back at him. Anything. Like, the thing I needed was, like, a character that would be like, "Hey, Gavin, I've never liked your ass, and I can't wait to fuck you up, because now is my chance. Henshin." And then he turns in that form. As opposed to the blank slate, which was Bootleg, which is just a blank slate, so it doesn't have any emotional stakes when they, like, face each other down. It's just, I have to beat you.
That's a whole other it's a whole other arc they gotta juggle, because it's like, the Gokaiger arc takes up so much time, and the Gavan subplot takes up so much time, that I think that if they were to wedge in a whole new character that we had to, like, really figure out what the deal was, mm-hmm. then I think it would have taken away from it. Like, it would have just been a juggling act, and it just would have been, I think you can do that sort of thing. I mean, you can make that stuff work. I mean, there have been cases where it does, but I feel like for this, there's enough going on, there's enough fan service, there's enough action going on that if we didn't have, like, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, like, there's my third option, where we have Andy instead. And Andy never says anything. Andy instead is always drinking tea. And he never says anything. He transforms.
Who else wants to see Keith fan dub a series? Send your letters to...
Make that the next perk for, like,
we just need, like,
something like that. Feel like Keith will dub an episode of a Sentai for choosing.
That's right. Come, Tim, Andy, Jim, let's go.
I was actually trying to think of, like, a Japanese name, but none came to mind that wasn't, like, you.
Come to the Rockin' Jagged Brot.
But like I'm saying, like, Bootleg needed a face. Like, even if you don't have a story behind him, if he's just some asshole named Andy who likes to drink tea all the time before he kicks ass, just a face that says, "This is your rival," as opposed to a blank slate, emotionless thing. Which I didn't like.
Fair enough.
Nikki, Craig, what do you think about Bootleg?
I didn't mind him. I actually tend to sort of agree with Mike a little bit more that I think it would have just been a waste of time. We didn't need it. We needed that wasn't the point of the story. And in some ways, I kind of like that he's this faceless, soulless creature. Like, in some ways, for a guy who's very much about how, like, from what I can tell, like, humanity and this very personal, acts with kids and all that sort of stuff, to then be impersonated by a soulless creature would probably be in some ways even more insulting. So I didn't mind it at all, and I thought that the design of Bootleg was pretty cool. I liked a lot more of it than I didn't like. And while I think that the Bootleg was not the weakest villain, but a kind of a... He wasn't my favorite part of the movie. I still did like him. I wouldn't have worried about it. He didn't bother me enough to worry about changing about, let's put it that way.
Okay.
I could have gone either way with it. I think both would have worked. Yeah, he's cool. I like that they kept a lot of the Gavan style to it, but gave it slightly more modern hints. The chrome was a lot better, and the helmet looked cool and lit up properly. But it was still, you could tell it was based on Gavan. I liked the design. It was a great design.
Okay, so you weren't bothered by him being a blank slate as opposed to...
No, I think you could have gone either way with it, and this is the way they went.
Okay.
It worked.
All right, next note I have is little touches that I liked. When they're like the Gokaigers are trying to break into the prison, they all hid, and then Doc kind of poked his head out too early, and Marvelous grabs him, pulls him back in, and then like the guards go by. And I kind of liked how Marvelous is an awesome kind of a dick. He just after he pulls Doctor back, he just tosses him out. I like that, just that little touch where he just pushes him out. That made me laugh.
Well, that's the way they all treat Doc throughout the series. Like Doc's shoved around, thrown around. Like they're just like, God, look, it's a good thing you can fix the fucking ship, dude.
It's a good thing, dude. I loved. It's good to see the Gokaigers again, because this might be the last time I see them in action.
They're in time.
Oh, cool. Never mind. Well, anyway, it was good to see him in action again, and I was just like to say, my other note is how much I love Joe. Like, he doesn't do much, but every little head move, or he does. Love that guy, and I want an unmorphed figure of him. Like, if they do those, I'll be getting Marvelous and Joe, and that's all I need. Like, any little touches that you guys like?
Well, there was a rumor floating around a while ago that they were doing they were going to do unmorphed. They were going to test the waters with a Marvelous.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that ever came to fruition. But they were definitely. I can't remember when they were talking about it. Or someone said they'd seen it, or there was something floating around about a Marvelous unmorphed toy. But that was a while ago, so it may not be happening.
It could just be a Metacom. I mean, because they've done that in the past, or at least with the writers, anyways, because they did that for all the main protagonists up to Stronger.
Sure. Yeah, I think it was a figure art, but I could be wrong. Because
Okay.
I remember it was because I know they've done a bunch of them in Metacom. They even just did Gentaro, so they still do that. But I remember it being a big deal. So and a Metacom wouldn't be a big deal. So I don't know. Maybe I wish I could remember where I read it or something. But
they're also doing that with Akibaranger too. Remember that? Like those are coming out pretty soon.
The unmorphed head versions, yeah. Which I suspect they'll be exclusives.
Of course.
But,
Bandai!
but no, I liked Joe as well, and it is good to see the gang. Rewatching it for the podcast, I was watching it going, I'd forgotten how much I love you guys. You're all so awesome.
All right, when they bust into the prison, at first I was like, are the prisoners homages? But I guess they were reintroduced old bad guys?
Yeah.
Who's Celestio?
Who? Oh, wait, say it again?
I guess I'm not even sure if I spelled it correctly. It was like Zelesto?
Oh, jealous. Yeah, jealous shit. Yeah, jealousito, whatever you want to call it.
Ooh,
yeah, it's like
from the series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
jealous. Yeah, just jealous. Yeah, jealousy, whatever. I'm just gonna call him jealousy because I can't forget the how you're supposed to pronounce it, and whatever.
Who is he?
Don't you remember the episode with the Car Ranger tribute?
Let's say no.
Oh, come on, Keith. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah.
He was in like 2 or 3 episodes, man.
Yeah, he has a whole mini arc. I mean, he shows up in another episode later. But for all the good kids watching at home, if you remember in Gokaiger episode, I forget the name of the episode, all the while Red Racer was trying to get to the Rangers and be like, hey, you should be in my troop for teaching traffic safety, there was a rival for Insarn's Love who shows up and he's like, how dare you steal her away from me? And he's all based off of jealousy. And instead of blowing up at the end, he just gets sent into the air and becomes a star and then lands in a combustible trash pile. and then elopes with a older woman, and then gets divorced. So
I don't remember that.
Wow, really?
Like,
yeah.
I remember it. I'm saying, Keith, you don't remember that, really?
Nope.
There's heaps of them.
I have a character flaw of being forgetful, especially when it comes to names. So.
Oh yeah, Keith, you owe me $5.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll get that to you.
I couldn't remember his name, but as soon as I saw him, I knew who he was. The Jester guy.
So wait, and what was the theme behind then all these bad guys? Were they all in Gokaiger?
Aside from jealousy,
the theme was
yeah.
These are the actors we could get back.
I was wondering, like, is it that, or was there like a theme they're going with, like, all these guys do this?
Well, there was a theme of, for the most part, it was a theme of the girls, and the girls in the most recent years. So you had Shizuka of the Wind, you had what's her name from Gokaigers, and then you had Valkyria from Majiranger. And then who else was? It was the owl guy from Gokaigers. And then
I want to know about the owl and the fly.
Oh yeah, the owl was there. The fly from Gokaigers was there, and then so was the full trio from Gokaigers was there. So yeah, it was just Gokaigers because Gokaigers, I don't know, I guess Japan really liked it or something. But the rest of it was just the girls and then whoever else they could get back. And the owl guy, I thought the owl had been apprehended at the end of Gokaigers, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But when the series did end, though, it was revealed that particular negative syndicate was still out there doing stuff. So they've always sort of been a pain in the side.
Next note is, let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, the next note says, wow. Bosco being stopped by the Go Busters was actually a beautiful surprise. I forgot that the Go Busters showed up in this, so when they showed up out of nowhere, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And I just wondered, like, does that bust up Go Buster continuity at all?
Only in the sense that there's not Enetron towers everywhere over the city in Gokaiger.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And once again, seeing Bosco's morph form in action, I need that figure. Please, God. Just somebody do that. That is such a good costume.
To go to this whole section, actually, this is where I thought the movie fell apart a little bit. Because you've got I love Go Buster, and I got that they needed to be introduced, and their scene was kind of cool, but it was that whole sequence is completely unnecessary. If it was gone from the film, that would make no difference. I was about to get to that. To go with what you're about to say, my next note is that the reason why it makes it so unnecessary is because they just walk away at the end. Yeah, they're like, well, guess the Gokaigers will get the rest. We took care of this guy. Whew.
They didn't even take care of him. They let him go. Like they took him down. They're like, all right, now we're done, and they left a very live threat. Just walk away.
And wait, which threat you mean?
Bosco.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they could, but then I think they just beat him back, and he's like, okay, I'm done.
He literally
I know when I'm beat.
He's like,
I mean, I get why, and that's just a movie, it's not real, but fiction.
Well,
I mean, if we're gonna like pay attention to some fiction here, and like maybe say, hey guys, come on now. It's a little weird.
He's not one of the Vaglas. Blah blah blah, whatever you want to call them, the Vaglas. Like he's not one of them.
He's
not
their
main priority.
Human life.
Well, he's their threat, but he's not their priority. I mean,
their priority is saving lives. I mean, like, there's not much we can do to logically say, well, they would let somebody who's very lethal just walk off after taking him down. That was not cool. That was not cool, Gobusters.
Plus, I'm not 100% sure that they were. Yellow sounded right, but the other two didn't even sound like the right guys. Maybe that was just. Maybe I was wrong, but it didn't sound like them. I think it was different voices. So the whole thing, it didn't sound like them. The speed effects on Red were wrong, although it was neat that they gave him his speed. But it just, I mean, I get that this was before the other series, and so a lot of it is, you know, it was all set up for the Go Busters show. But I guess maybe just it's because I'm looking back on it post Go Busters, that I'm like, you know, it doesn't quite hold up. But the whole thing felt unnecessary, and the sequence that was also following, which was, see, it's hard to do this because you're doing this by notes. So like, I kind of want to jump around a little bit. Is that okay, or?
Now let's keep it kind of.
All right. Well, I'll get there when we get there then. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean that particular thing, I loved that. Well, I mean, it was cool. It worked. I mean, from a standpoint that worked. But I think what I loved most about that whole kind of sequence, like, well, you know, going after that, like when they're in like the prison and everything, and like the breakout, it broke the game. Like, I have in my notes, like it broke the game in the sense of the whole prison, it's set in, you know, Maku space, which is like I said before, there's the dimension hopping aspect. For Gavan, whenever there was a villain or like a monster, like, okay, we need to give him a power up, send him to our dimension so he'll get 3 times more powerful and whatever. So the fact that this was all in Maku space, it's like, okay, the threat levels increased, but there was so much dimension hopping that it looked like it was on an acid trip. And Maku space, the fact that they're hopping around like that, I love that they were loyal to it. But the thing they never established in, like, Gavan or anywhere is like, okay, so are all these different sections of the dimension connected in some weird way, or is it like the space changing, or whatever? So, for them to do the bit where it's like, hey, guess what? We're gonna, like, shoot down, like, how did it go? It was like, they basically shot up through all these different levels or whatever. And it's like...
Well, they shot down.
They shot down.
They shot down. So it's like shooting down through all these levels, and it's like, oh, hey, that's how they're connected. Oh my god, they broke Maku space. So, you know, I was freaking out at that point. You know, and I love that to death, because it's like, okay, so they broke a Metal Hero trope, but they did it in such a cool way that wasn't like... It's like... a total cop-out, but it still maintained the cool factor.
Let's see, I have a note here saying, who is the crazy head monster?
Crazy head monster.
He was, wasn't that the sister of the crazy head monster from Gokaiger?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that was brother and sister, which was one of my favorite episodes.
Okay, yeah, I remember those guys.
Yeah, Shigeru Chiba, who's, like, amazing voice actor. If you've ever listened or watched the Japanese voice track of Fist of the North Star, he's like every other like minion, and he's a hilarious guy. I forgot who they got to play sister, but brother was initially played by Guy from Gokaiger. So it's like kind of cool they did that. Although you do sort of hear him for like a split second in this particular fight, and I was on the floor when brother and sister were starting to fight. I mean, the fact that like the only different bit was that she was wearing a skirt, like a very horrible.
No, she had a little bow. She had a little bow.
Yeah, she had a little bow.
yeah, the Miss Pac-Man factor.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. Then there was like these combo fights, and usually when they transform into 2 different Sentai heroes, they have a theme between them. What was the do you know what was the theme between Hurricane Angel and Battle Fever?
Like I forget, Hurricane Angel and Battle Fever. Like I forget the actual fights.
I think it was Yellow Hurricane Angel and a Black Battle Fever.
Well, Battle Fever was because of
they had hammers, so they could smash.
Yeah,
balls?
Yeah, I think that might have. Well, that's the thing. Battle Kenny never had a hammer though, so I don't know.
All right, and was there a reason why the Gokaigers were busted out?
Because it's Gokaiger, and in Japan likes Gokaiger.
Oh,
apparently
they did.
I don't know. It's Japan. They like weird things.
All right.
Look, I've got no proof, but I'm pretty sure this is a weird thing.
I don't know.
This is a weird thing, and it's clearly their bag.
But clearly, there's some insanity here, so Japan's gonna go for it. Make it so.
Next note is bootleg just being a bot. Just really pulled, like I said, it pulls away from the emotional stakes of why I should really be into this. Like him being a bot for me is just like him being. He ends up being just like a cannon fodder soldier. There's no emotional thing he needs to overcome to defeat this bad guy who has, similar armor. It seems bootleg needs to be special. It should have been more special. Which I guess we already talked about. You guys say no, I say yes. I am right. And we also have to have the opposing argument, so that makes sense.
This is my show. Therefore, what I say in the end.
Well, I'm just saying we have opposing viewpoints, right and wrong.
I don't know. I don't understand. You have no geek cred.
Say what?
You haven't watched Stronger yet, so you have no geek cred.
I've seen V3. That
does not count. So you have to sit through all of Stronger.
Oh man, I haven't seen either.
I'm not sure what gun exchange I'm talking about that was impressive, but apparently there's some gunslinging that was impressive.
Where the
Marvelous fights bootleg.
Yeah, the Marvelous bootleg fight. They have that awesome gun battle.
Okay. Yeah, apparently that was that actually stood out. That was a good fight. But something that wasn't cool was I forget how it happened.
When did you watch the movie?
I need to watch it maybe more recent than bullet banking. I put bullet banking was a bit much. Like he banked the bullets off something that was just
swords. Swords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually, since we're stopping screaming to a halt here, I liked that whole bit. Actually, I thought I didn't like them going up the levels. If that's a trope I didn't know that, Mike. Like what you're telling me that Marku space where they jump between whatevers. If that's
it's total crack. Yeah, so like they're jumping left and right.
I didn't know that was a trope. I thought that was just something for this, and I'm like, what the hell? I don't understand. This is random and stupid. I didn't like it at all. Then when it got redeemed for me when they shot through the floor and they made their escape. Like that was the plan the whole time, which is the way that I always love Gokaiger. Like it makes no sense, but I don't care. Where they're like, yeah, we got hit here and this thing blew up and I was in trouble there, but that was all part of the plan, and here you see how it all comes together. Makes no sense, but is still awesome. I didn't like that whole, again, this part of the movie just started to drag out a little bit for me. Up until the Marvelous bootleg fight, which was just awesome. Reminded me a lot of the fight in the Ghost Ship movie. But that said, it was still awesome. Did you get that too, Mike? It's Marvelous fighting a guy in a room, jumping between levels and balancing on beams. Yes. And I was like, I could have sworn I just watched this. But no, I liked it more than I didn't like it, I guess you could say. The team splitting off, like, we'll take care of this, you go do that. I guess that's kind of a trope in this sort of thing as well, but I'm like, really? You don't think that if all five of you stuck out here and hammered the things for a couple of minutes, you could then just move up a level? No, you're gonna split. Alright. So yeah, I liked it, but it wasn't spot on. It wasn't perfect.
See, I disagree totally with that, because once you establish that, we're in a different universe, the laws of, jumping through a door to another plane of existence, there's no rule for that anymore. It's gone. And you're trying to force logic on it. I thought they were really cool fights. I mean, you got to see the different characters splitting up, and there's jumping scenes and enemies, and I thought it was all good. I loved all of it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. Let's see. Gavan versus bootleg. That was used. Oh, I guess I was making a note of recognizing locations such as the final Gavan versus Bootleg Warehouse. I think I saw that in the
Everywhere.
Black episode of
Yeah, it's
Arcade.
It's also the warehouse where Blue fights his nemesis later on in Gokaiger. In fact, the car has dents in it that I'm pretty sure are from the fight with Blue versus that guy.
Another note about Bootleg not being a character is a huge miss. I guess
You just really did not like
I was
Bootleg.
going to say that clearly
like
you a lot.
Yeah, that was huge because, like I said, I love the I've only seen a few Gavan episodes, and I love it when you bring back an old guy from the past, the guys who established it, and that they're still in on pretending that they're these heroes, and if they step back onto the science fiction stage that we have here, I want them to have their title fight, the one that reminds you why you're a bad motherfucker. Instead, it's like I said, with Bootleg being a blank, it's him not getting much of a big moment of a throwdown against a rival, as opposed to him just fighting a blank, which I didn't like.
Well,
then there were the
really well.
Say again?
I said you've hidden that dislike really well.
I try not to let it show. The next note is that I was loving the color attacks, like the pink, and I can't remember the other colors. And the final attack, I guess, was all of them turning into red colors, and that Gokai Silver actually used a sixth red, which was the Quantum Ranger Time Fire.
Yeah,
just like that little touch.
I like they all used pink. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, a note I actually took down was I read an article about an MIB movie where the director stated how good guys are only as good as the bad guy. So the ultimate bad guy in this, I guess so he wasn't that memorable to me because
he had me confused. Because the way that Maku Space worked was that it wasn't because of a weird bloodline thing. It was because of a generator that the minions would pull and blew up every episode. Seriously, it blew up every episode. And somehow they managed to fix it before the next fight. And that opened up a black hole that sent everyone over. So for him to say, I have the blood of Don Horror, and that gives me control over Maku Space, that seemed that's the only part that it just felt like they really just pulled that out of nowhere.
Yeah, okay.
And
who's Don Horror?
Okay, Don Horror is the original head of the Maku Space Crime Organization. Yes, there are space crime organizations now. Yeah, and so the thing is, it's Earth has underdeveloped technology. We're going to blow up a space colony that's going to have no repercussions at all whatsoever, and we're going to just start plundering its riches and start outsourcing and all this other junk. So Gavan had to fight them for 39 episodes.
Sorry, can I just ask? This is there's another podcast I listened to called Pre-Order 66, and they talked about Don Horror at some point too. And they were wondering, and I never really heard an answer. Is he like a Don, like a mafioso, or is his first name Don?
Yeah. It's he's a mafioso.
Okay, so it's not like Don. He's Don Horror, and he's his son Bill Horror, and
Andy Robb.
Andy Robb and Tim Horror.
Andy Robb Keith. Get out now.
With the horrors.
Yeah, so it's just because he was the main head of a space mafia type thing, and yeah, it's just he was just this head with a human body with arms and a face and fangs, and all he would do is just be like, we must do this so we can take over the galaxy. Yes, that's totally how Don Horror sounds like. We will do this, my son. We will open up Maku Space and take over the galaxy. And now he's starting to sound Italian. But no, it's very much like that. All he does is he just sort of waves his arms and throws energy beams occasionally at people who suck, and then eventually, he becomes a disembodied head that shoots laser beams. So he's a threatening villain. I mean, he's done some horrible things, but Don Horror he's not like one of the all-time greats. But it's kind of cool. Cool that they brought it back, but I feel like, again, he never had control over the space like that. Now, getting into fan territory where only 7 people will know about it, it's like, if it was Scheider, maybe I could understand that, because, like, the main head of that organization, the Fuma, like, he's kind of a god, so, yeah, I could understand maybe then, but no, it doesn't match up. But luckily enough, there's so much good happening in this movie that it doesn't bother you. Like, it doesn't take you out of it if you're, like, a longtime fan. So, like, it's, like, the one inconsistency that I will forgive.
Yeah, and, like, the final note on the bad guys, which, anyway, the final note on the bad guys, from bootleg to Don Horror, dude has Don Horror's blood. I can't help but think of it, when it came to the bad guys, it was more of a, who the fuck are these guys? Like, it was like, the whole time, like, yeah, the whole time it's more of like a, hey, who the fuck are these guys? Like, it wasn't
really establish it.
Yeah, it wasn't established enough that, like, these are our rivals and these are why we fucking hate these guys and why it's gonna be hard for them to beat them. They're just, they seem like, Don Horror's, the guy who had Don Horror's blood. It's kind of an asshole. He shows up and we gotta beat him. And he's got his minion that's actually nobody, so don't really worry about him. You just have to kill him.
Yeah, clearly the Horrors aren't a very detailed family.
Oh God! I mean, have you seen his wife?
Mrs. Horror?
No. Like it's. Oh God! His wife. I think it's his wife or it is his wife. Is an old woman played by a guy in drag. It's and his son,
they're a very open-minded family. It's
yeah, and then his son is a complete imbecile with thick power armor. And he sucks. Just like seriously, like look it up sometime. Look up the Maku on Google and just laugh at like the hierarchy here.
On the Horrors?
Yeah, on the Horrors. That should be like an HBO series, The Horrors.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like the Addams Family. You've got Don Horror and then Janet Horror, his wife, and like, oh man. No, look, I guess this is one of those films where I liked what I was watching more when I was watching it, and as I sit down and analyze it, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of, and what about that? And this doesn't make a lot of sense, and this was sort of weird. By the way, who was the mysterious, on this level of what the hell, what was the mysterious voice that told the 3 guys to change?
Okay, I can explain that because when I heard that as soon as I heard the voice at the end of the movie, I freaked out because I'm like, oh my God, I know what's happening now, because that was a throwback to the final episode the final ever episode of the Space Sheriff franchise, because the last episode of Scheider, they brought everyone back. They brought back Gavan, they brought back Sharivan, they brought back Scheider, and it was a recap of all 3 shows. So then they all got together, and it's like, oh, hey, we're doing this now. And then suddenly this ominous voice says, the 3 of you have defended the Earth, blah, 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 blah. But just one more time, would you show the youth of this world your combat suits? And, to the tune of Chase Gavan, which is, if you've ever heard that song, it's amazing. If you haven't, look it up on YouTube or something. And the 3 of them transform into their respective suits, and it's the last time we ever see all 3 Space Sheriffs on screen together. It's this really poignant moment. It's amazing. And so when they did that in this, it was it was a shout out because, again, the actor who played Scheider passed away a couple of years ago. And so it's like, I mean, yes, they're doing the joke where it's like the actor playing all 3 roles, but at the same time they're paying tribute to Hiroshi Tsuburaya. Because, I mean, it's a shame they couldn't get at least, the actor who played Sharivan to show up for like 5 seconds, but, them's the breaks. But I just thought it was even though, like, I mean, it functions in 2 ways, and it's a really fun tribute. So, I will admit that I got a little glassy-eyed when I knew that was happening.
Fair enough.
Because it was just really cool.
Because I was just why is God telling them to transform?
Because, when God
God
tells
is a
you
big
to
Toku
transform,
fan.
yeah, God tells you to transform into your power armor, you may as well transform your power armor.
And then the Lord said, "Let there be Henshin." And it was so.
So I was freaking out when that happened, and it's
Me too.
Yeah, just like it's just this movie left me with just this big grin from ear to ear, just otherwise excited because it was done right and it was done with justice and done with justice. It did everything justice.
Someone say my name.
And no, get out, cute. And this was coming after the Flying Ghost Ship, which yes. I still find it to be a delicious amount of crack, but it still wasn't the greatest movie ever. And then, so it's like this, and then also coming out of Gokaiger where I had mixed feelings about the final turnout. It's like any sort of fan service that I was missing out on was covered by this in 199. So I was pleased with that.
I definitely preferred 199 over this. I just felt like it paid more attention to weaving a good universe, bad guys, and just all together. But one of my final notes I have here is, of course not that too final, was that a long time ago, me and my friends came up with our favorite critique of something to make sure that something's awesome. And if you can say they did not have to do that, then you're like, that's much more awesome. Like in Reboot, they're the characters were going from their computer into the wild internet web, and it was a cyberspace weird place, and they had this spaceship kind of thing, and they got their power knocked out, and then all of a sudden the next shot after getting knocked out is this track lighting of red emergency lights going on, and that little touch they did not have to do shows detailed care for what you're doing. So when it comes back to a movie like this, they didn't have to do this at all. Nothing about the Gokaiger brand said that, and you have to do this. This seemed purely for love of the fans and the world that's been created. That they did this at all, gives a lot of love for me, because, of any of the heroes, they could have picked anybody. They could have probably picked something more well-known, anything. But they brought back Gavan, and they treated him with respect. They let Gavan take down this year's or that year's heroes. So it was slathered in a whole bunch of stuff that they did not have to do whatsoever, and they did it. And I love the movie for that.
I still wish we could have gotten Hiroshi Watari just walking in and being like, "Oh, so how was Earth?" or something like that, or could have had maybe. But the missed opportunity is that for 2 episodes in Gavan, there is a cameo appearance, or not so much a cameo appearance, but a full story arc involving Hiroshi Miyauchi, the guy who played Commodore V3, as another space sheriff who has a sword that shoots laser beams. That's what he does the first time he shows. He whistles, he has a cowboy outfit, he rips it off, he has a sword, and he just starts shooting it at people randomly while whistling. And I kind of wish they could, okay, they brought back Hiroshi Miyauchi for 199, and they brought him back for Let's Go Kamen Riders. Couldn't they have just gotten, this guy to show up for maybe, 5 seconds? Or, I don't know, just some kind of acknowledgement to the universe at large, because I feel like that was that would have been the cherry on top if they had acknowledged that. Or, heck, if Doggy Kruger had shown up, because they said in the 199 preview that apparently the Space Police at large, that includes Deca Ranger, also includes Signalman, and also includes the Galactic Patrol that Gavan and all the other space sheriffs come from. So, one little thing, and that would have taken it that would have been the perfect end cap. But other than that, I am still satisfied with this.
Cool. Let's see here.
We gotta mention the soundtrack, by the way, which was lovingly recreated from the original score of Gavan. There are a couple of little cues, in the very beginning, when you hear that dun 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 da 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 da, when you heard that in the original Gavan series, it's okay, trouble is about to happen right now. So it's to see that, and it's him walking down the stairs. I'm I was incredibly hyped.
Let's see. Oh, something one of my notes I passed up. I was like, why is Gavan playing with a panda?
That wasn't Gavin. That was one of the other hymns.
Yeah, that was Battle
I didn't
Kenya.
get that until the end, because I thought one of them was Gavin and the other one was a Sentai hero. So I'm like, what? Why is he acting like he doesn't know what's going?
That's the only other thing that may have gotten to me. Like, I felt like they shoehorned that joke in.
What?
Like, because it's like the fact that him playing, like, him being Battle Kenya and Denji Blue. Like, I thought that was very kind of shoehorned in. Like, Denji Blue I could have lived with, but, like, we didn't need Battle Kenya. I feel like, I don't know, like, it's sort of like a repeat of what they did in Gokaigers vs. Super Sentai when Hiroshi Miyauchi shows up and he's like, did everyone make it in time? And then they flash to him as, Ranger inside the Gokaigers ship, and then him back at the home base for Ranger as the commander. So like they do that brief cutaway with him as all of the characters he's played. So it's like, I feel like, I mean, it's still kind of funny. I mean, it's funny, but I felt like, they were there for plot convenience. That was the only reason they were there. It's like, oh wait, if you use our Ranger keys for some reason, you'll be able to access Maku space. We don't know why, but hey, give it a shot.
Just go with it.
It's sort of like when Marlon Wayans apparently like spouts the deception that happened in the G.I. Joe movie. It's like, hey guys, I think those people who came up to review us turned out to be from Cobra. It's like, who gave him the script?
Yeah, that was kind. Let's see, and oh, shoot. I'm gonna admit that I blanked out on something you guys brought up, and I have a note on. So if you guys can cue me in on. So what god asked them to transform together?
Yeah, that was just some random entity. We still don't know who that is, but it was from the final episode of Scheider.
It's God.
It was like
weird.
We talked about that. Yeah,
I don't need anything else. It was God. God says transform, and it was so. And that's look, atheists. God just told them to transform. I'm sorry.
Well,
right there.
Here, Keith. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back to Power Rangers. I'm gonna bring it back to Power Rangers. You ready? Ready? Okay.
It was Zordon.
If you notice, if you notice, the voice of God, quote unquote, in that sequence is Tomokazu Seiki, who is also the voice of the Mobirates. So would you then say that perhaps the voice we hear at the end of Gokaigers vs. Gavan is in fact whatever force is responsible for like the powers of Super Sentai, or dare I say, the morphing grid.
Oh my god.
I know, I just blew your mind.
Oh my god, it makes sense now. You know what?
See?
And what's funny is it actually does make sense now. I'm even joking. I mean, like, on the world, in the universe sense. All right. Anyway, the last note I have is I gotta say that it goes along with how much they didn't have to do this movie whatsoever. Like, for all my complaints of like lack of epic fights, bootleg sucks, and whatever, like they could have done just another movie where they save a princess, and probably like done it a lot easier for everyone involved. But they said no, fuck everything. We love Super Sentai, Tokusatsu, and we love Gavan, so we're bringing it back. It's awesome. And what was also beautiful is like, we'll likely never see him we'll likely never see him in action as Gavan ever again. And like new fans like us and old fans alike, we got to see a legend in action one last time. So seeing him take off, it was kind of cool to see like we were there. We got to see the legend do one last dance. I thought that was really cool because that guy was tough.
I'll say this too, that because I guess we're kind of wrapping up now, right? So we're sort of final thoughts kind of moment.
Yep, unless anybody else has anything else that hasn't been covered.
Well, overall, I did enjoy it. Like I said, I enjoyed it in some ways more than 199 Heroes, purely because it felt more like a focused story. I did enjoy 199 Heroes a lot, but I kind of preferred this. I didn't like Ghost Ship because Ghost Ship felt like it was out of nowhere. This felt more in the universe of Gokaiger to me. It was a sheriff coming after pirates. For weird reasons, sure, but he was coming after pirates, and I could get behind that. I think that the movie did a lot more right than it did wrong. I think the fights were overall pretty good. They weren't perfect by any stretch, but I think they were overall pretty good. I dug most of the monsters and whatnot. I think that as a Gokaiger fan, this is a really great, because you can more or less watch it, at any point, as long as, after Guy is introduced, you can pretty much, it fits in anywhere. There's no real continuity. Oh, I suppose you need the galleon, what's the gun called? They all put their...
the Galleon Buster.
The Galleon Buster, right. You need the Galleon Buster, so, but anytime after that, it stands on its own really nicely. I knew nothing. Like, it's interesting listening to you, Mike, talk about all the Gavan history, because I knew zero of that, and it didn't matter at all. He was just a cool guy in a silver costume, which I would love a toy of, and he
agreed on that part where, like, I didn't know. I've seen, like, I think I said many episodes ago that I can't remember where I got it from, but someone I bought, like, I think it was kind of an expensive set of DVDs of Gavan, and then someone over in the UK, I don't know who you are, but they're like, "Hey, can I get them and copy them?" And I was like, "Sure." I sent them and never saw them ever again. So I saw him in action. Maybe,
what have you done, Keith?
Yeah. So I saw him in action for maybe like a couple episodes, but I don't know much about him. The way he was just presented in this episode, the way he was presented in this movie just really brought across how much a part of history he was. Felt really good. I was adding on to what Craig was saying, so
I know. I was just, I think this is really worth watching. Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
And I would happily watch more Gavan and more Gokaiger, frankly.
Well, I guess Gavan is apparently being subbed. I just don't know, like, what the status is right now. But, like, the original project was going to be, Gavan was going to be subbed by one group, Sharivan was going to be subbed by another group, and Shider was going to be subbed by one other group. But all three of the projects have stalled. So much for that effort.
Right.
All right. Do we have any other final thoughts? Do you have any other notes, Mike?
I just, aside from those little, like, fanish complaints, this was still one of my favorite movies of the year. Now I just want to, like, marathon the entire series, and then get Sharivan. Oh no, I have all of Sharivan. Who am I kidding? I can watch that now. But, I encourage everyone out there, go track down Gavan. It is, like, the TV series, it's so much fun. If you're one of those people who's like, I don't like old things, slap yourself in the face on my behalf, and then go see this. Because, understand, there are 2 episodes of Gavan where it's like, you know what, forget any sort of plot line, let's just have nonstop action for, like, 22 minutes. And that's what happens. It's like, a little girl gets kidnapped, and Gavan gets sucked into Maku space, and he has to fight his way out, where there's, like, teddy bears on unicycles, samurai monks, clowns that are backflipping and hitting him in Matrix, like, bullet time, wannabe bullet time, giant woodchuck monsters, and all sorts of random crap, all in the span of 22 minutes. And this happens twice.
I remember saying, one of my impressions of it a long time ago when I saw the episode, I was saying to a friend, this is what happens when Japan thinks nobody's looking. Like, they're like, nobody's gonna see this. Do whatever the fuck you want. And they just went nuts. The Maku space, or what was it called? The Strange Realm, I think?
Oh, no, Maku space was Gavan. Strange Realm was Shider. And I forgot what
I wonder which one I saw then.
Sharivan was called. Okay, I'll look it up later.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one I saw then. Maybe I saw Gavin.
Well, no, yeah, you did. You probably okay. The ship, did the ship turn into the dragon or the gun?
Pretty sure it was a gun.
Okay, then that was Shider, and then you should probably kick yourself even more because that was the show with Naomi Morinaga, and that was the one where she wore the cowgirl outfit.
And lots of heavy shots.
Yeah. So yeah, that you'd probably that was Scheider.
Yep, I
That's
remember that. They have the panty shots. Lots of.
yeah, that's how you get Keith to remember everything. It's like, oh yeah, there was a panty shot in it. I remember it now.
I'm just saying, like, it was outstanding. I've never seen anything that did that like that without even seeming to do it on purpose, even.
Well, Spielban also had a notorious amount of panty shots, and then of course Red Baron. Red Baron holds the record. Because the main girl is wearing an incredibly short leather skirt, and she's doing all these high kicks.
Taking notes, right? I'm sorry, I want to do research into, past shows.
Research with your pants. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm researching it with my penis.
Well,
and with that...
hang on.
Easier. It's like, Philip, begin this keyword search.
There are other people here, too.
What? No.
Such as?
No, I was going to say, Nick, what'd you think?
Oh, I thought I was listening to a podcast.
Oh.
Oh, snap.
I really liked the little shout out to the Henshin sequences for both of them just before the end, where you got to see them do it quickly and then they did like a slow down and you saw how they came together.
Yeah.
I liked that everybody turned pink. I think that's the first time I've ever seen male Rangers in pink.
Yeah.
I thought the fights were fantastic. I don't know what you guys are talking about. They were great.
I wouldn't agree with you about the Henshin thing, because like I said, I was really disappointed that I didn't get to see Gavan do his arm sweep thing. So when that moment happened, and he just, I was like, oh god, here he goes. And like they didn't even like dare twice to slow it down. I was like, yes.
You're scared.
I don't know. Plus, I think it succeeded. Like I didn't even know who Gavan was before I watched it, but I really like Gavan now. And like Craig said, I'd happily pick up like a toy of him. Or try and watch the series if I can find it.
There's a figure that I can't remember the company that did it that's in figure art scale, but it's really expensive. It looks really good.
Action Works, that's what it was. They did all those Metal Hero ones. They did a Metalder one too. That's like $50 because it goes with the bike.
The
does Gavan have a Henshin device?
No.
No.
He is the Henshin device.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, I have a toy gun fetish and Henshin device fetish, especially if it's on your wrist.
So if you had a toy gun that was on your wrist and could Henshin you, that would be just perfect, right?
Oh shit! Yes, I'd buy that.
Somebody get this man a Changeman bracelet because that thing actually shoots missiles.
Changeman. Oh, okay.
Yeah, look it up. CC Lemon.
Yeah, overall with the movie, I didn't have anywhere near as many complaints as you guys do. I understand all your complaints, I just thought it was a great movie.
And which I endorse. I prefer people just like stuff than hate on it.
Hey, one last quick question before we finish. This is probably a Mike question. When Gavan transforms, what does he say?
He's saying, Jochaku, or it's like, the translation always varies. It's either like vapor form or like something like that. Like I forget how like Overtime translated it as.
Is it the same thing as
electroplate?
Yeah, electroplate. Yeah, so it's kind of like that. I mean, all those space sheriffs have that. Like they all have like a weird phrase. So it's like electroplate. Charivan is seksha, so it's like red flash or something like that. And then I forget what Scheider's translates to. It's like Shoketsu or something like that.
Is that the same thing as what the Grand Caesar said, Sochaku?
Well, it's a takeoff of that. It's like Sochaku is like a quip. So like Go-Go 5 did a wordplay on that. So a Chakso, that's like a reverse, like a flip of Sochaku, and I forgot what that ended up translating to. But like if you go through like up until Spielban, which was JB and Caitlin's footage from VR Troopers. Like, they all had their own little phrase. Like, even Spielban had crystallize and stuff like that.
Okay. I just wasn't... for the first time I heard it, because I do other stuff while I'm watching things, and when he transformed, he was like, Upchuck! And I was like, Upchuck? And I was really confused. I went back and I was like, no, he's saying Juchuck. But my first time I heard it, I was like, Upchuck? That's his transformation phrase?
I heard Sochak. I was like, what? Like transducers?
He's throwing his armor up, and then it goes on. Let's see it in slow motion.
There was a time where I was a kid, I like memorized that transformation sequence, and I like trained to get up to that same speed, because like that isn't like undercranked at all. That is like real time how fast he does it. Like, well, not like 0.05 seconds, but like
Hey, you could transform into an armored form in 0.05 seconds.
Well, this is me we're talking about here. Come on now.
Well done, sir.
Also, this movie reminded me of how gay I am for Marvelous.
I don't think that's gay. I think that's being normal.
It's just pirate, man. They do what they want.
It's just piracy.
Yeah. Marvelous is a handsome man.
Look, if we're going down that route, then Joe. It's the dreamy hair, it's the eyes, that little smirk.
I was just to say, wait. Although quite gay for Marvelous, Joe has my heart.
Yeah.
I like none of these people at all whatsoever. What are you talking about?
And if we're going hedgerow, then Luca is just gorgeous.
Oh yeah, hands down.
She's all kinds of.
Yeah, she's fair game.
I'm totally.
I love the short shorts and tights.
Dibs.
That's all I'm saying.
You can't dibs. That's not fair.
Dibs.
So, after going gay and hetero on the cast, close this out. Hello?
What?
Oh, I thought you would just say out, and I'm like, oh, that was a sudden ending.
I said, I was asking, after going gay and hetero on the cast, are we ready to close this out, gentlemen?
Indeed we are.
Yep. All right. Mike Dent, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at twitter.com/guygender or twitter.com/R5Central, or you could check out Facebook and be like, hey, where's the R5 Central fan page? Oh, there it is. I should join up today. Also, buy the latest issue of Otaku USA magazine. I did a couple of really fancy schmancy articles in it. And stay tuned to the website because I'm doing a whole write-up on the Martian successor Natsuko, expanded universe, which is actually pretty interesting.
Wait,
expanded universe?
Dude, yeah, I hate you just opened that up.
Oh yeah. It's seriously just look it up. It should be up probably sometime later next week because I just got it in. So keep an eye out, and you will love it nonetheless.
All right, Nikki Stoop, where can we find
Hello.
more? Huh?
You can find more of us over on Let's Get Ready to Pod. It's a weekly show we do with myself, Craig, and whoever else we can con into doing it. That's on www.lgrtp.wordpress.com, or you can find us on the Facebook. I also share a show with Craig,
which is called the Fushcast, where we talk toys and action figures and the like. And you can find us at thefush.com. Just see the Fushcast link at the top. You can email us at fushcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. We are all over the interwebs. I have an episode that after getting up and stretching for 10 or 20 minutes, I have to sit back down and edit and work on because I was going to do that Friday night, and then we had to do the G.I. Joe special because of the shitty news there. So, yep. By the time you hear this, 67 and probably 68 will be up, but, yeah. Good time.
I always find that hilarious that you guys are cruising toward 100, and HJU Radio has been going through for several years, and we're at 36. Whatever.
Seriously?
Well,
you guys do a great job.
We're at 67, and what's on Joe Mind, which is inspired by us. They were inspired to start by us. They're at 50. Well, they passed 52 not all that long ago, and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta keep going.
Cool. All right, and you can find this podcast and the rest of the HJU community at henshinjustice.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter. Hook it up there, and please leave us a review on iTunes. Thank you for hanging out with us. We're almost exactly at the 4-hour mark. Well, at least us talking, but when it comes to the podcast, don't worry about that last line I just said. We are out. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you on the other side. Take it easy.
What's up?
thing